Matt, is that you?
Phil, hey.
Yeah, hi there. I was just thinking of doing a TLDR, the Internet Digest podcast, which is one of TFCpodcast.com's best podcasts.
I would say it is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also say that as well.
Just smashing out these episodes now.
I know, yeah, this is the third episode now. Do you know what's...
Third, or is it the fourth?
Fourth episode.
Fourth episode.
Happy fourth episode, everybody. Cheers.
Woo!
Thank you. If you've got a glass at home, don't do that, because you might break it. Broken glass is really dangerous.
You might stand it or get it in your eyes.
Yeah. Do you know what's struck me?
What's that?
I've noticed that TLDR, the Internet Digest, this podcast...
Great show.
Yeah,
great guys.
Well, two great hosts and an all-round great premise, and really well executed, but it's never actually won an award.
That's weird.
I always go to say award-winning and then realise, oh, wait a minute, no, it isn't.
Well, it's funny you bring this up.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it is now nearly the end of June.
Yeah, June 23rd.
It's probably...
Sort of end of the middle of June.
Yeah, it's probably time for the annual TFC Awards.
Oh, yeah, the annual TFC Podcast Awards, yeah. They missed it in 2013,
yeah,
but in 2012 they had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I could just have a quick look at the categories.
What are they? We can just come up with our own categories.
Oh, hang on, that's true.
Yeah.
We make the awards.
Made up, yeah.
I got one here. Best internet-related podcast.
TLDR, the Internet Digest, I would nominate.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Let me just open my invisible envelope. Oh, TLDR, the Internet Digest. Great.
Brilliant.
One award.
We're already award-winning. We don't really have to go further than that.
We solved that problem quite quickly.
Yeah, I think we did really well there. Pat on the back.
I might do a double pat on the back.
Go on then. Listener, you can pat yourself on the back as well.
For being a part of a momentous occasion.
Yeah, participating, thank you. To start us off, Matt.
Yeah.
Matthew. I've got a couple of really sort of nothingy things that I found on the internet that I thought, even though they're quite small, it's not the size, it's what you do with it.
Do you want to hear a funny story about something small?
Yeah.
I was just going for a piss a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just before the show.
Yeah.
And it's quite a warm day outside.
It's very warm, yeah.
And I've not really worn appropriate garb.
Yeah, you've got a jacket, t-shirt, jeans.
So I thought, I'll be healthy.
Yeah.
Bought some apricots earlier.
Yeah, I noticed.
So, I'm keeping the bod in good shape.
Yeah.
Whacked out the BBC
Ball cock.
And whew, they were just so sweaty and smelly. It was awful. Just a horror show.
Well,
but what I did is I did my business. Urine. It was a urine.
You weed.
Mid to high amount of urine.
Yeah.
Washed the
What
old
colour
hands.
was it? What was the consistency?
Dark brown.
Dark brown.
Yeah.
Same colour as this iced tea.
Yeah. So, whopped it back in.
Yeah.
And then I was just cleaning the old hands.
Yeah.
And I noticed you've got some lovely hand wash in there.
Yeah.
Rice milk, jasmine, something or other.
And thyme.
Yeah. So I just rubbed that, and I thought, do you know what, this would be great on the balls.
On your balls, yeah.
So I just gave the balls a quick once over.
A gentleman's wash, I believe that's called. This is something that a lot of girls probably aren't aware of, a lot of women probably aren't aware that since the balls and the cock...
Yeah, BBC.
Yeah, since they're an external thing, they do tend to sweat.
Just a little
Let's
bit.
face it. And sometimes a smell can happen.
Overpowering.
It happens to all of us, it's fine. Which ties into this little article that I found, which is the 24 words that are most known to only men or women.
Ooh.
So that wasn't even planned, and that works perfectly. Gentlemen's washes, only really something that men know
Men
about.
do on the BBCs.
Although I imagine women could probably extrapolate.
Yeah, they could probably understand
They
it.
probably wouldn't be too shocked.
They'd be like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like their boobies, I imagine.
Breasts, yeah.
I imagine if you let all the sweat gather underneath a large lady's breast, you might get an infection. Like a yeast
probably would
infection.
do, yeah. A yeast infection probably on the
And if you're
breasts.
jogging, that might chafe.
How much will I regret it, do you think, if I Google breast yeast infection?
Not at all.
Not at all, do it. Breast yeast infection. Oh, home remedy pictures treatment causes under...
Pictures, please.
Pictures. Right, images. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, unhealthy. Yeah, that's not good.
But if you suffer from that, it's fine. Just get some
Creams.
get some creams, Caniston or whatever. You know the keyboardist of the band Pulp.
Yes.
Called.
Well, I don't, but I understand they
Might have
probably
had
had a keyboardist.
Might not have been the keyboardist. Might have been the bassist or something. But he or she was called Candida.
Candida.
Yeah, which is the name of the thrush bacteria or fungus or whatever. So, yeah.
On purpose, or did that just come about?
I have
we
no idea.
named this child Candida.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know that's thrush?
Yeah. Do you know that doesn't mean anything else other than
thrush?
No, I didn't.
Well, no, we didn't. Balls, but we've signed it now. It's too late to go back on it.
That also means that you know the parents have at some point, at least one of them, probably both, have at some point had thrush. Because you've come across
Just
the name.
in the brain.
Yeah, it's on the pre-conscious.
She just has it on a weekly basis.
Do you want to hear the 12... I can't count. Do you want to know the 12 words that men know but women don't know?
Yes.
Number 1 is codec.
Right.
Number 2, solenoid. Do you know what solenoid means? A cylindrical coil of wire acting as a magnet when carrying electric current.
Didn't know that.
Well, now you do. Golem is the third one. I'm going to say probably a lot of women have heard of the word golem.
Right.
Mac.
Mac.
Yeah,
As
like
in the
Mac 10.
The computer, or
No.
as in the speed.
Speed. Humvee. Another one that I'm sure a lot of women have heard of. Claymore. Scimitar, or scimitar, or however it's pronounced.
Scimitar.
Scimitar, yeah, the sword.
Yeah. But that reminds me of, I think it might be of the same name, Scimitar, is Lidl's own brand cider
Oh yeah.
that I used to drink on a reg basis.
Reg
So it's
basis.
about £2 for 2 litres.
Is that called scimitar?
Yeah, and then you just pour in as much sugar as humanly possible.
To get rid of the horrible taste?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I would often use blackcurrant squash. Throw that in the face.
It's always interesting to see how bad some ciders can taste.
Awful. I've had some awful ones.
Especially
White cider.
You get it for like, it's 20p for like 4 litres. I might as well.
Yes, please.
Oh, this tastes like bleach. Kevlar.
Yeah.
Paladin. Bolshevism. Do you know what Bolshevism is? I've never heard of that.
As in, like the political.
As in like Bolsheviks, I suppose.
Yeah.
Biped.
Right.
Maybe that's pronounced biped. I don't know.
Probably not.
Dreadnought.
Don't know that one.
That is a type of battleship, apparently. And here, more interestingly for us probably, the 12 words that women know and men don't know.
Okay.
Tell me if you've heard of any of these, and if you have, then you're gay.
Okay.
Number 1, taffeta.
Nope. What the fuck is that?
It's a fine, lustrous silk or similar synthetic fabric with a crisp texture. Do you want to hear how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Taffeta.
Taffeta.
Number 2, tresses.
Sounds like a black woman's name.
Tress.
Oh, tress. A long lock
Tress.
of woman's hair.
No, never heard of
Number
that.
3, bottle brush. Do you know how it's pronounced?
Bottle brush.
Like that. I get it right.
Good work.
It's an Australian shrub or small tree with spikes of scarlet or yellow flowers that resemble a cylindrical brush in shape. Flouncy, which means gathered and pleated.
Right. I've heard the word flouncy.
Yeah, I think I might have done. Mascarpone. Type
As
of
in the
cheese.
cheese.
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
That's not how you pronounce it.
No.
You fucking idiot.
Decoupage.
Nope.
Decoupage.
Oh, I was really close.
What the fuck?
I'm going to give myself that.
Yeah, you can have that.
It's a decoration of a surface with applied paper cutouts, often finished with varnish or lacquer.
Bit sexist, this post, isn't it, really?
Progesterone.
All the women ones are about flowers and hair and material, and all the male
Well,
ones
it's not
are about,
sexist,
like,
it's from an assessment which examined 500,000 people using a computer-based vocabulary test.
and just said, which words do you know?
Well, in my own words, in the online test, 100 letter sequences, which may or may not be real English words, flash across the taker's screen. Press the F or J keys, respectively, will indicate whether the participant knows but not necessarily understands a specific word. The test strongly penalises you for marking you know a word that doesn't exist.
Oh,
That's just in my own words, though. They might have worded it differently, but...
good
Oh,
work.
wait a minute. They did word it exactly that way.
Good work.
That's good. Wisteria.
No, don't know what that
That's
is.
a type of shrub in the pea family. Taupe.
Isn't that a colour?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's my go-to humorous colour. Whenever
Taupe,
someone
yeah.
asks me my favourite colour, I'm always like, oh, taupe. It's not really. It's a type of beige. Shade of
What is your favourite colour?
taupe.
Oh, that's convenient.
It's actually green,
Is it green?
as you can tell from
Green
the
room.
green room.
Yeah. What's mine? Orange. Thanks for asking.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
I remember asking you.
I like
about
telling
months
people.
ago. Flouncing. You can't really have flouncing. You already have
Right,
flouncing.
fancy.
Peony.
No, don't know that.
Peony.
Peony, sorry.
Oh, peony, it's a type of flower.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Well done. Bodice or bodice or bodice.
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 I do know it. Tell me what it is.
It's part of a woman's dress.
No, didn't know it.
Above the
Didn't
waist.
know it. I lied. I thought I knew it. Didn't.
Shouldn't have lied.
What am I like?
So that's the first of the weird little articles that I found. The second one, this is from The Soup, which is !online.
Doesn't what's his face from Community host The Soup?
Yeah, Joel McHale. I think
funny guy he is.
He either does
Hot as well for 40.
He's a dog.
He is a good-looking man.
I'd give him rough anal.
Yeah, rough. No, normal, nice anal.
No.
Rough.
I'm not a gay, but I would do anyway.
Yeah, he's cool. It'd be a funny experience.
Yeah, it'd be funny, but also sensual, meaningful, passionate,
erotic,
hot, sexy,
sweaty as well. I imagine.
Yeah,
especially in this muggy.
Probably a lot of ball scent in the air.
Yeah.
What do you think his balls smell like, Joel McHale?
I imagine he keeps them pretty hairless.
Yeah, hairless one.
He probably has ball moisturising creams.
Probably.
Yeah.
I reckon they probably smell a bit like peony.
Yes. Or Bodis.
A bit like a Bodis, yeah. Like a biped Bodis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is from The Soup. I don't think Joel McHale made this though.
No,
it's
he's probably got
some
better
sort of
things to
slideshow.
do, like not being on Community anymore.
Yeah. This is the most inspiring senior yearbook quotes.
Ooh. Did you? Yeah.
What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what my quote was.
We had a yearbook, but I've lost it.
We had one.
Actually,
Actually,
my
do you know
stupid fat face in it.
I've got somewhere. I might not be able to find it now that I've almost brought it up.
He's a bit far away, listeners, so I'll tell you he might not be able to find it. However, he's searching as we speak, and this is a little bit of a hilarious moment.
This isn't a yearbook.
Wow.
Did you ever have those little signature books where you'd buy a notebook and there's like sign
pass it
it
around, yeah.
and people would sign it?
Do you remember our one from our primary school?
Not really.
Yeah, I remember we had a shirt that we all signed on the last day of primary school, and I got you to draw a man that was like bleeding from the head on it.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. And then other people came up and asked me to draw weird things as well. You know what? This is probably an invasion of other people's privacy.
We don't have to say their names.
We don't have to say their names, yeah. Good luck, Philip. Me and you, future DJs forever. Lots of love. We had some mad memories.
I bet you did.
Yeah, we did, me and him.
All those ketamine DJing raves that you went to.
Yeah, when I was about... How old would I have been? About 16, 15. Good luck for the future. Wish you all the best. Take care of yourself. See you around. Doesn't sound sincere.
Yeah. Little bit like they've put that on every single one. Not personal.
Yeah. Really well written as well. Good handwriting.
Yeah.
Not a fan. I love you. Times we have had have been amazing. Boring. You're one of the funniest people I'll ever meet. True. Can't really follow that.
Yeah, that's a spot on.
True, yeah.
That's a spot on message.
I remember when you went out with name ha jokes. Gonna miss you, bear. Yeah. That's from what I'm not going to say. Flip. Nobody ever called me Flip.
No.
I did put it as my email address at one point.
I can imagine
didn't take off.
Nobody jumped on the bandwagon.
This starts off quite funnily. You're leaving. Which is true. It's just that this is the end of school.
Everyone's off.
Yeah.
We're all leaving.
Yeah. I'm going to miss you so much. Come meet me at Kegs, which is the school we went to. Yeah, me and you for life. Love you. Don't forget me, man. Awkward. All the best for the future, man. Take care. Love, his name, and then brackets, true love. P.S. I love you and your hair.
That's back when you had Weird Al hair.
Yeah. Hiya, Wagwan Flip. Another one called me Flip.
Oh,
brilliant. It's taken up. I might use it, yeah.
5 or 6 years later, it's really re-emerging on the scene.
Have fun in the future. Good luck with the pussy. And then he's written his name in a different pen.
Oh shit, this one's run out.
Yeah. I'm going to miss you and your curly hair. Curly spelled wrong. I hope you do well in life and please straighten your hair. Jokes, it's cool the way it is. Love you, Phil. I always get depressed whenever I read these things because I'm like, remember to keep in touch. I'm like, oh, I didn't. Anyway.
I found one, this was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
From primary school.
Oh, yeah.
And a girl had written a good page long, wonderful gel pen handwriting.
Oh, brilliant. What colour gel pen?
I think it was glitter.
Metallic.
It was glitter.
Yeah. Did it smell? Did it have a scent?
Not anymore. This is about 10 years later. And it was all like, oh, keep in touch, it'll be great, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, I'll look her up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I realised who it was. had a couple of abortions.
Oh no. Oh.
Really sort of sullied the message for me.
I imagine a lot of people have abortions and don't talk about it. It's probably one of those things.
I didn't want to put it in the note. I may or may not have abortions in the future. Don't judge me for it.
Well, no, you shouldn't. I'm following you for this. If I had had an abortion, I'd be telling everyone.
Guess what?
Because it's not an open enough subject. A lot of people listen to this and probably have loads of abortions recently.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. If you don't want it, pull it out.
At TFC Podcast on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Facebook.com/TFC Podcast. Instagram.com/TFC Podcast. That's about it, isn't it? Google Plus. Google Plus somewhere.
Oh, I shared something from TFC Podcast on Google Plus.
Oh, no.
Because I didn't know we could do that. It's a history of Iranian and American politics condensed into 10 minutes. Very good.
Doesn't sound quite as wacky as the most inspiring senior yearbook quotes, though.
No, hit me.
This is from someone called Maddie Gens. Any pizza is a personal pizza if you believe in yourself. This is from James Royal. I bet you didn't know this was an option. And then he puts loads of emojis. A winking emoji. Sunglasses emoji. Man with turban emoji. Diver giving OK sign emoji.
Not dying.
Not dying.
Oxygen's
all right.
still okay.
Camel emoji. And then just to bring it back down to earth, American flag emoji.
Oh.
Just to say, come on, guys, let's be serious now. God bless them.
Pull it back.
Yeah, come on.
Eagles, freedom.
Eagles equals freedom. I believe that is the American slogan. It's in Latin, but... Mitchell Wyland said, remember to always be yourself unless you suck, then pretend to be someone else. I don't agree with that message.
No,
in all seriousness.
That's mean.
It's not very nice. If you like water, you already like 72% of me, said Alexandra Vu.
What if you don't like water?
I don't like water. I don't like the taste.
If I hate water and smart asses?
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself.
Delia said,
Smith.
no.
Delia Smith.
Would you check? It's blacked out, so I think probably, yeah.
Probably Delia Smith.
Why else would it be blacked out? It's probably famous chef, TV
Delia
cook,
Smith.
Delia Smith. No, I don't know what it's like in New York City, she said. I don't really get that one.
No, I don't
Don't
understand that.
that. The only reason I went to school all this time is to distract myself from the fact that I'll never be Beyonce. So.
And because it's a legal requirement.
Yeah, also that, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably would have... Your parents
school,
would have
I'll
gone to
sign up
prison.
for that. Oh, don't go to school, Janice. No, I'm going to. Fuck you.
Depressed about not ever being able to be Beyonce. What with being white. So I
And
probably
also
won't go
20
to
years
school.
younger than her.
Yeah.
Oh no, what am I going to do? Fuck yourself.
This person's got really low expectations. I'll probably never do meth.
Well, don't rule it out.
Don't rule it out, no. I wouldn't rule it out.
I've never done it, but I don't want to say I'll probably never do it.
I'm never ever going to either, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Well, I mean, I
It's
might.
naive. Well, let's say no for now.
Yeah,
let's rule
definitely
it out for now.
For now.
Yeah.
For the duration of the podcast, absolutely no chance.
This person, very clever, said, no, I don't want a quote under my picture. Ha. Ridiculous. Well, you have to have one, so
Yeah.
you might as well just...
Make one
Love
up.
it.
Steal one off the internet. Just get a...
Just
one from Gandhi.
Go to the soup. I'm only going to do one more now. That one's not really funny, so I'm not going to do that one. Life is tough, but it's tougher if you're stupid, said John Wayne.
John Wayne? The John
Not
Wayne?
very good.
Or John Wayne Bobbitt who had his cock chopped off?
I'm going to say it's probably John Wayne Gracie.
Oh.
Or Gacy, or whatever his name is.
The clown killer.
Serial killer, yeah.
Yeah, he was weird, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm going to do another one because that one was quite bad. I don't know, you can just put some quote in for me. Connor.
Connor, master of wit. He's
Yeah.
probably not hosting an award-winning podcast right now.
Probably not, but you know who is?
PB&J.
Yeah, you and I.
They're friends. Phil and
Their
Matt.
friends Bill and Matt, yeah. PB&J, hosts of the Bedside Chronicles, are presumed missing.
They won a lot of TFC Awards.
They won
2K12.
They won the lion's share, I believe.
I think they got... I think all of them.
I think they also hosted and presented.
Yeah. It was good. It was a great night. I was glad to be there.
I was happy to be there as well. I was on the sidelines
Yeah,
doing
just
applause.
Going...
Yeah.
I was just doing a Trey Parker. Taking some acid.
And then wearing
Popped on a
dress.
dress.
Yeah.
No one really got the reference.
Yeah, especially because it was just me and you in a room.
We were just sitting there eating ass snacks.
Assorted snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have?
Oh, I've got something quite deep. Well, not deep, but it's quite interesting.
Is it about a deep hole?
Sort of. Yeah. Are you aware of Australian rapper Iggy Azalea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of debate over whether her arse is real or not, or whether
who
she's had
cares? It's
implants.
great.
Well, some of us want authenticity, Matt.
she's got a hot bod. I'm going to come out and say it. But she makes a lot of her money from sort of over-sexualising her act a little bit.
Disagree with that.
And she came out and did an interview a couple of weeks ago. Which, you know, everyone expected to keep it light and fluffy. Got a new album coming out. And she said, I had to stop crowd surfing. I'm only doing like 2,000 seaters now, but I still have to put up barriers. Because when I crowd surf, people try and finger me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have expected.
She also mentioned that she now has to wear 2 pairs of underpants. Plus tights on stage for vaginal protection. And that she
I've got that
faced
second
assault.
DP vaginal protection.
She faced assault mainly from women. Girls will try to do it more than guys because girls think it's cool, like we both got a vagina. It doesn't make it okay.
What? Surely it does. I went to see Aerosmith last week because, you know their guitarist?
Yeah.
What's his name again? Johnny Kramer or something like
Yeah.
that. Me and him had a falling out, according to last week's episode of TLDR. So I thought I'd go and see him to clear the air. Grabbed his cock and said, look, we both got one, and he loved it.
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah,
That's
so...
the Aerosmith boys, though, isn't it?
Aisha Tyler, is that her name? That's completely different, isn't it?
Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. She has got some... she's got some explaining to do.
She came out and said, they think I'm real slutty. Like, oh, she got a song called Pussy. I know what she wants. She wants these 2 fingers. Why would I want a stranger to ever finger me? Buying my album for $12 doesn't mean you get to finger me when I come to your city. Well, this got a lot of hype in the whole, oh, this is disgusting, this is awful, how would people do this? You wouldn't assault a woman in the street just because they were wearing shorts, and it was the whole argument that just because she over-sexualised her act doesn't mean she's asking for it thing. But...
it did happen.
To crowd surf is actively saying, I want people to touch me and push me all over. And I'm not saying you should then just slip a finger in, but you're sort of risking a lot of trouble.
This is like a really difficult thing to talk about because the whole are you asking for it if you dress a certain way thing is such a touchy subject.
It's a very touchy subject, so I'm
really
just going to give my opinion on it. No, but you're not helping yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And there is an argument that you shouldn't have to think about helping yourself. But
you do.
But we live in a society where rape, although horrible and abhorrent and people shouldn't do it, happens.
Yeah, that's the thing about this, is that, like, whether or not she should have had to consider this...
It's almost not part of the argument.
Yeah.
That's a whole different argument in itself about changing society, blah, blah, blah. It's a huge, massive issue.
Yeah.
And, well, that is the overlying issue.
Yeah.
That people shouldn't immediately think, well, I can see a bit of her bum.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and try and fondle it. People will do that. And so, should you protect yourself from that? Yes.
On the one hand, I think, since if people are trying to finger you left, right and centre, and you can probably pinpoint the reason as being that you're like a really overly sexualised famous person, then on the one hand I can see the argument for maybe cleaning your act up a bit and wearing trousers on stage.
But it's made you all your money.
But also, as well as that, you don't want to push society into a direction where we cover up more.
Yeah, because that's just censorship.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So it's a really difficult one. I think for now, while we sort all these issues out, while we tell people... Because believe it or not, I agree that people shouldn't finger people they don't know without their consent. It's a bit rapey. It's not a good thing to do.
I think that's sexual.
It's almost rape, yeah. It almost is. But regardless of whether or not people shouldn't or should, and they shouldn't, people still do, and you should probably be aware of that fact and
protect yourself from that issue.
You shouldn't live in constant fear of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is difficult for us to talk about because we're both dudes.
Yeah, but...
Males, that means.
It happens to men as well, I suppose, that crowd surf. You get, like, your clothes torn off and you lose shoes and people grab your cock.
Finger your arsehole.
But...
yeah.
People don't talk about that as much. Not because it's not an issue, but because men sort of care less, I think. I think men...
I don't know. I think it's more that men don't want to talk about it because... they don't want to be perceived a certain way. Like they don't want to be perceived as being weak.
Yeah.
So they don't want to say, oh no, someone fingered me in the arse. Because they're afraid of people saying, oh man up, get over it.
But I think if you're a rock star, for instance, people in crowd surf, I think sort of, rock, punk, all that kind of stuff. You're sort of diving about with a kind of fuck it attitude. And I think you care a lot less about people just ripping your shirt and grabbing your balls
Yeah, maybe.
than you do about somebody fingering you.
It's interesting because a lot of these musical genres have their own sort of dress sense attached to them, and mostly it's, you know, like leather trousers, something like that, very difficult to poke your finger through. So
That's
I
true.
think a lot of people who crowd surf are already protected against it. But then you've got your more modern acts like your Bieber,
Beaver.
who wears his trousers down to like his lower thigh, and I imagine that makes it quite easy for people to try and slide a finger in.
It's a sort. I thought it was sort of an unwritten rule at concerts.
That you're allowed to finger the act.
No, that you don't sort of unnecessarily touch or
Never sexually assault anyone.
No.
That's a written rule, actually.
Yeah, that's
a
actually a
law.
law.
Yeah.
No, but even like if somebody came out, you wouldn't grab their hair, you wouldn't pull somebody's
Yeah, it's rude.
earring out, you wouldn't do anything like that. Like, it's just there's crowd surfing and moving somebody along, and then there's overstepping a line.
Yeah. The thing about all of this, I think, is that people delve too quickly into complete and total idealism and living in this fantasy idealistic society that's just never going to happen. Like, I agree that people shouldn't be rapists or sexual assaulters or whatever, like, you know, I agree. But to say that we should try to manufacture a society where you never have to worry about anyone ever doing anything bad is leaning very far towards controlling people almost too much. Because in order to stop people from doing that, you'd have to like lock away the mentally ill.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
there are a lot of people who are born with a little thing in their head that says finger everyone, just rape people and you know murder people and whatever. So you can't really control those people because they're insane.
I think it's not even a case of mentalists. Like in a crowd of 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, however many, you sort of have a certain level of anonymity.
Yeah.
And so when you don't think anyone's watching, don't think anyone could call you back on it, you sort of do whatever you want.
Yeah, I agree.
And so
I mean, I still wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't, but there are people
Most people
who
wouldn't, but yeah,
who
a few
have
people
a certain
would.
amount of drinks and go, well, no one knows who I am.
Yeah.
In the same way that people just punch random people in the face or
Yeah.
do whatever it is.
You just can't predict human behaviour that accurately, and you can't expect to rule out any negative behaviour. It's going to
exactly.
happen. And if it didn't happen, we'd all be really soft.
Well, just the laws of probability say that, yeah, crowd surfing is bad. If you're crowd surfing over 1,000 people,
Could get a few fingers in
10, 15 of them are going to be a bit weird.
Yeah.
990 of them are just going to be going, well, hey, woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here and pass you along. And
I'd never really thought about this. I'd never considered that crowd surfers ever get assaulted in any weird way. I suppose it's quite an obvious thing to think about when you bring it up, but this was never something that I'd ever considered. I suppose it probably happens quite a lot.
yeah, if you crowd surf over a lot of drunk people,
Yeah.
they're probably... sort of know a guy, friend of a friend, who has one of the shoes of the lead singer of the Foals, who are just like a sort of indie band.
Yeah.
But, like, I suppose that shit happens. They seem quite tame.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to their music, it's very just sort of generic, tame stuff. But crowd surfing, you're sort of asking for trouble. And while it looks like a great load of fun...
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah,
if it
for a
does.
little while.
Would you ever do it? Would you crowd surf?
Not if I was in the crowd. You get people in crowds who often go, well, hey, crowd
Yeah,
surfing,
I'm going to do it.
you're a cock.
Someone
You're a
drops
fucking
them.
idiot. If
Someone
not-
just lowers them to the ground.
Like in that episode of The Simpsons where they just pass them along and
Yeah.
throw them off the
Yeah.
stage. It's like, that's idiotic and stupid. But if I was there and, 15,000 people had paid to see me, I probably would do it.
Do it at the next TLDR live show.
Yeah, well, when
Which
is that?
LA Improv next Thursday.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Where can we get tickets if you're listening?
So tickets for the next TLDR live show .org
Dog.
/tickets
Yeah.
/offers /coupon offers /redeem.
Brilliant. What's the code?
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I would crowd surf, yeah. But I would sort of expect people to do some shitty things to me.
Yeah. I don't see the benefit. I wouldn't do it.
I imagine
I'd never thought about it, but if someone said, right, you're going to have an opportunity tonight to crowd surf, I'd think about it.
I think
And one of the first things I'd think about is hands on my body on my person. Even by mistake, someone could put the heel of their hand right on the old BB of BBC fame, ball, and then that'd really give me that horrible stomachy feeling for like half an hour. I don't need that.
That's true.
I don't want that.
I think crowd surfing would be great fun for the first 5 seconds. The actual best part
And then you're like, let me down.
is the stage dive. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I guess so.
The biggest.
Being caught. I'd say, right, everyone, gather round to the front. Not too many though, or you get crushed. Like
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough. Yeah. We don't want a Hillsborough. Don't joke about Hillsborough. Sorry. And then I'd say, right, I'm going to dive in, catch me, and then put me gently back onto the stage. And I'll continue the act. And then
Right,
okay.
continue by spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have a small gong, and I'd gong it, and then do a little haiku about the moon, and then crowd surf for a second. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird though. It's crowd surfing. I like you say, I'd never really thought about it. But also, I don't see a lot of women crowd surfing, so I'd never put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
But you know, you shouldn't finger people in public.
You shouldn't finger people in public.
Or if they don't consent to the fingering.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think the media helps with stuff like this.
In what sense?
Because you have her over-sexualising her act.
Yeah.
And then you have the media concentrating on that.
Yeah.
Rather than music.
Yeah.
And so you're pushing almost the fact she's a musician or any of these people are musicians out of the way. And you're sort of putting them on a pedestal of they're so overtly sexual, they love sex. Oh, here they are talking about sex because we've asked them 20 questions about sex and none about their albums. And so it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And so I'm not saying you're going to get more perverts at your concert, but if you talk about how you love dick because you're backed into a corner where these radio DJs going, so...
You love dick, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, not... Yeah.
Then it's not helpful, really. It's just not helpful. Like, you can talk about sex as much as you want. I'm not saying censor what you actually want to say.
But people are being egged on and it's being pushed.
But it almost becomes your over-sexualisation, comfort with your own body, whatever. Well, that's great to, like, feminists, etc. It's good that you feel that way. When all the questions and all the media and all the attention you get is because of that. Yeah. Is because of, oh, look, here she is wearing next to nothing. Oh, ask her about this and not about what you're actually doing and actually achieving. Then it just doesn't help.
No, I agree.
I mean, the media isn't complicit in sexual abuse. That's not what I'm saying. But if the media didn't build it up and it's all on the, I suppose marketing, advertising agencies, their label. The same. But then less people are going to be drawn in because, she does a crazy show where she sort of occasionally wiggles a bum.
Yeah, and then you get to finger her.
Yeah.
Do you? Well, I did. So
she comes near enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I do agree with that, but also I think that it's difficult to say that these things shouldn't be discussed by the media because
it's not that it shouldn't be
tantalising
discussed.
Things to be discussed, and in a sense, we're the media. We're a large chunk of the media. We get millions of listeners.
It's not that it shouldn't be discussed, but it's the way in which it's discussed. Like the way the media treats a person equates to how the fans will treat a person. Yeah. So if they treat you as basically not a sex object, but someone that's driven by sex, their whole personality and whether it's a character or not, their whole act is overtly sexual and driven by sex, and the media bigs that up, then of course fans are going to treat them the same way. They're not going to go, well, that's not how she really is at home. She just likes to have a lie down and play with the cats.
I mean, a few people probably are, but then a lot of people don't have the time or energy to discern things in that way. A lot of people will just swallow what the media tells them, and it's not to say, oh, people are stupid, but it's just that
it's quicker and easier.
Yeah, you can't apply, critical thinking to every single thing you read on BuzzFeed or ClickHole.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's why the media, in a way, is complicit in building these sort of stars into not sex objects, but sort of sexual
sex icons.
Yeah, icons almost. Yeah, rather than performers, musicians, actors, whatever they are, who are very comfortable with what they do, happy to do it like this.
It's also that these things drive sales, I imagine, in such a big way because a lot of people just got home from work and they want to masturbate. Yeah. So if you go on, whatever your favourite blog is or whatever, and there's a picture of like 32 pictures of Iglesias, whatever her name is, ass that you won't believe. Mind blowing, so inappropriate. You'll click them and say, "Oh, this is inappropriate."
Yeah,
I agree. You know, a lot of people just want an excuse to, have a wank or look at some titillating pictures.
and that's
So
the
those
thing, and
things
that's
drive clicks.
what people don't really like to talk about is the fact that a lot of these musicians aren't seen as musicians. They're basically semi-naked people who are very attractive, often very young, and also sometimes sing.
Yeah.
Like the singing is almost secondary.
They're almost like international socialites.
Yeah, and so it gets to the point where you have people who get national, international fame, someone like Adele, who is nothing like that at all, and that comes as a huge shock to everybody.
Yeah.
That knocks everybody back and goes, wow, she's just a sort of fat, normal girl singing about being miserable, not singing about getting up on the dick.
It's always a huge thing, isn't it, when there's some new female celebrity who strays aside from that very specific thing.
Thin, tall, boobs.
I can remember when Jennifer Lawrence first came about, people were saying that about her.
Oh God, she's so normal. She's just like one of us.
But now she's just a fucking supermodel.
Well, even when she came about, she wasn't anything like us.
She wasn't, but
rich and in films.
She fell over at that award ceremony.
Yeah, and is that cute?
Yeah, it's adorkable.
It's not.
It is. It's adorkable.
That's also a horrible word.
Why?
I've never heard that before. It's awful.
26 most adorkable pictures of Jennifer Lawrence. I'll send you that link later.
Oh, cheers. That definitely exists.
Yeah, I bet it does. I might Google adorkable and Jennifer Lawrence and see what it comes up with.
But yeah, and so like you say, as soon as anybody doesn't fit the mould,
it's like, whoa!
It's like, wow, that's great. Great to see that she's come out and is doing it her own way and doesn't rely on being naked. And if you rely on being naked, great, but you have to sort of accept that's what you like. And as sad as it is, and as sad a reflection as it is on society, you're going to get unwanted attention.
Yeah. Here's an article from Jezebel.com, 11 reasons why Jennifer Lawrence is your BFF in your head. And then it's got 11 pictures of Jennifer Lawrence pulling faces. Which is just exactly what you're talking about, because she's not always concerned with her image. She's okay with doing wacky faces. Admittedly, when she's wearing a fucking really expensive dress and covered in makeup.
But an award ceremony.
Yeah, baby steps though. But yeah, it's like... It's almost quite sad in a way that is noteworthy. Like,
it's more noteworthy that someone looks vaguely normal than the fact that she's not wearing any clothes and has a song called "I Love Hard Black Cock."
So is that one of her songs?
I don't think so, but it may as well be. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love hard black cock. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
But BBC, big black cock.
Yeah, big black cock.
But there comes a point where you have to accept that you're probably going to get some unwanted attention. Be that physically in crowds, be that online, be that whatever it is. As soon as you become a female celebrity, there are going to be people out there masturbating to you.
What?
And, that's weird and sad, and people will be like, oh, that's creepy. And yeah, I suppose it is creepy.
But you can never stop it.
But you're never ever going to be able to stop it.
No, ever.
And so you either have to not think about it or ignore it.
Same thing. Comes down with it.
Yeah, just deal with it.
Talk to your therapist.
Because what else can you do about it?
Yeah.
It's not like...
I would probably address it. I would probably say something. If I was a famous lady, I'd probably contact those great guys over at tfcpodcast.com and say, can I have some airtime? And I'd probably... we'll see if we can pencil you in. And I would address it. I think that's probably the sensible thing to do, is to just address it sincerely. Because most people are intelligent enough to get that and to hear you out if you were to do that, if you're a famous lady.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, obviously we're coming at this from a male perspective. If you say this to a woman about, she's got to stop crowd surfing because she's getting fingered and sexually assaulted, then of course they're going to be like, this is horrible, and of course nobody has a right to sexually abuse people.
No,
but
not really.
But...
Yeah. Apart from war veterans.
Yeah.
They could do it.
They were at war.
Yeah.
They died for your country. Or didn't die.
Or didn't die, really.
But, there comes a point when you have to understand what society is.
Yeah, you can't...
And you can't live in an ideology and go, this is horrible, nobody deserves this. And of course, nobody does deserve this, but you're never going to be able to stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a reason to just give up.
No. But it's two different things to say, this shouldn't happen and this doesn't happen. Fine, this shouldn't happen, I agree. But it does happen.
Yeah.
You can't say, therefore this doesn't happen, or I won't rest until this doesn't happen. Because the only way you're ever going to get a world that doesn't have any rapists in it is eugenics. That's the only way to do it.
That.
No. And that's not to say give up. We should try and reduce the amount of people who want to sexually assault people by shaming it more often.
Yeah.
And also by focusing on things that actually matter. Because there's a lot of... This whole movement is like fairly new in social media and stuff like that, so there are a lot of missteps. But you always hear like, oh, there aren't enough female video game characters. It's like, that's not really the issue.
Yes.
That is sort of an issue, but put that on like number 11 on the list.
There's a lot bigger issues than that.
Have you ever been to like Pakistan?
Yeah, I mean, this really isn't an issue. It's just that it's a vaguely famous person saying, you know, sometimes people get a bit handsy and try and sexually assault me.
I mean, she's done what I would have recommended because she's come out and talked about it earnestly.
Yeah.
And even if that in itself isn't a huge deal, it's still a big deal, I think. But even if it's not like the biggest deal ever, it's still important that she's talked about it because it's a conversation starter and it's going to get people to actually think about this.
Well, she got the TLDR guys.
Yeah.
Got that wrong.
What does that stand for?
Too long. Didn't read.
Thank you. Brilliant.
But yeah, don't sexually assault people is what I'm saying.
Are you sure about that? Are you going to...
Yeah, I'm going to stand by that. Don't do it.
That's a quote. I'm going to quote you on that later on. So, a new website sprung up over the past few days since we did the last episode of TLDR. A website called washboard.co. Now, what do you think washboard.co might be?
Washboard.
Yeah. I'm going to pour myself an iced tea and you can come up with a few guesses.
Isn't a washboard an instrument that Rolf Harris, possible paedophile, used to play?
Yes, it is.
I don't know if this is how it sounds, but is it a bit like this?
Yeah. I think it's more sort of... That sounds just like it, in fact.
Historically, isn't a washboard something that you sort of scrape your washing over?
Yes, historically it is, yeah.
It's almost like a big cheese grater?
It's almost like a big cheese grater, that, in many ways. You don't grate cheese on it. You wash clothes.
Clean out your washing.
Yeah.
But what is washboard.co?
So you don't have any guesses? Come on.
Okay, is it a Rolf Harris support group?
Sorry about that. No.
Is it a return to old-fashioned cleaning techniques?
No.
Oh, please do tell me.
What it is a subscription service where you...
Do you have to pay?
Yes.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it either.
Yeah.
They send you quarters each month to use for dry cleaning. So they send you a delivery of coins.
They send you quarters?
Yeah. So there's a $10 in quarters a month package, which costs $15 a month.
Right.
Or there's a $20 in quarters a month package, which costs $26.99 per month. So basically, all you need to do is give them $15 a month, and they'll give you $10 of it back in quarters.
But is there a quarter shortage?
I don't think so. I think it's for people who can't be asked to go to the local supermarket and change. What are those things? Cash stars or whatever?
Yeah, like
coin star
machines, yeah. I wouldn't use that either because they take 20%. Greedy bastards.
They take 20%. 20%. I thought they took like 2%.
No, they take a fucking lot.
Good lord. That's still better value though, because then you'd have to pay $11 to get $10 worth.
Yeah.
Whereas here you have to pay $15 to get $10 worth.
We'd have to pay $12 to get $10 worth.
Why? Because there are two of us. What do you mean?
No, if they take 20%.
Oh yeah, 20%. I thought you said 10%.
Yeah. But couldn't you just go next time you're at the shop and you're buying, say, a packet of Skittles, packet of Reese's Pieces?
Yeah.
Just go, oh, can I get that in quarters?
Yeah, you could do that.
How often do you go to the shop? Often.
Yeah, quite a lot. Get milk,
more
toilet
often
paper
than I would say you go to the Laundrette
Yeah.
How many people go to the laundrette? Is that a big thing?
I don't, but then we have a washing machine.
I also have a washing machine.
I think it'll probably be cheap. You probably save money buying a washing machine. How much are washing machines? Let's find out.
A couple £100.
Washing machine.
It depends how good you want your washing machine.
Let's say $200.
Yeah.
US dollars.
$200 US dollars.
So if you're paying $5 a month for these quarters, pardon me.
Yeah.
How much is that? How long is it going to take you?
$60 a year.
Right. So
3 years is $180. Three
and a bit years.
Yeah.
I would buy a washing machine then, because you're going to need to wash clothes for more than 3 and a bit years.
Yeah.
And also, if you have a washing machine, you can take more liberties with it. You can do it whenever you want. You can put on a late wash at night.
You don't have to go between the hours of 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Because then they have 2 hours off for siesta. Because you live in a Spanish neighbourhood. Then they come back at 4 and they're open 4 till 5. And then at 5 they close till 8. And then they do 1 hour at night for reasons nobody in the neighbourhood knows. But if you go at night, everyone's come back after work 5 o'clock and go, oh, it's not fucking open. I'll go at 8. And then if you get there at 8:05, all the machines are full.
Yeah.
So by the time you've sat down and waited for everyone to go, it's 8:45 and people are saying, come on.
Nightmare.
And then at 9 o'clock, they're locking the door, so if you're not done. So then you've got to traipse back with wet, shitty clothes. You didn't have time to put it in the dryer.
Yeah.
And then you're just miserable.
Making them heavier.
And you've got to go to work again at 7 in the morning, so you're up at 6.
Yeah. So you're waving your t-shirt out the window.
And you know, you live in Manhattan, so there's just so much filth.
Yeah. So you take it back in and it's dirtier
It's
than it was.
dirtier than it was before you try to take it to the laundrette. Just a nightmare.
Yeah.
You're running low on plastic bags.
I'm actually not. I've got quite a lot of plastic bags. I always keep a steady supply. I just think it's prudent.
Do you have a plastic bag full of other plastic bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I always have one of those plastic bag dispensers.
Ooh.
So,
I like the sound of that.
It's from Poundland. It was
How much was it?
£1.
£1.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah, GBP.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about washboard.co other than it's really stupid and I don't like it. Boo! Boo,
How many
washboard.
people did you think would sign up for that?
Probably quite a few because it's quite a snazzy looking website.
Can I have a little gander?
I'll put it on the big screen.
Ooh.
Snazzy. You can work out how much you need per month.
Oh, should we work it out? Estimate your usage.
Right, what's the price to wash? What does that mean? Why are you
How
asking me
much
that?
does your local laundrette cost?
$2.
Yeah, $2.
Price to dry.
Also
costs
$2.
$2. Loads per month. Well,
loads per day is
let's
about
see,
12.
what's 4 per day? More. I'm going to say...
It's
5.
Yeah, 1 a week, 2 a week, 5 will do.
I'm going to say 5. 1 a week with 1 extra.
Yeah, for when you shitty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So say you probably need $20 per month. Which, to be fair, they can't really fuzz that because the math is quite
2 at 2 is
simple.
4.
Yeah.
Times 5. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
20 quarters a month. People probably definitely use this.
Well, it's only been out for a few days.
At my...
Shall we make an account?
Yeah, at my university,
Yeah.
they had free laundrette for a while. I never used it. And about halfway through the year, they introduced a card system. So you had to pay £5 to get a card.
Right.
Minimum top-up of £5.
Right.
And they brought in these machines, and you'd put the card in, and it would take off like £1 a wash, £1 a dry. Then you'd have to go and and you could only top it up online. And you could only get £5 worth.
That seems just overly convoluted.
Overly convoluted, and it went from being free to being where you've got to put a minimum of £10 to even get the card. So I never bothered. I never used the laundrette once. I never washed my clothes.
Yeah,
I just
well,
brought them home.
I suppose it's for people who need to use it because they don't have their own washing machine. That's probably what it's for. That's the thing about laundrettes is that they can worm money out of you.
Yeah, because it's the thing everybody needs.
Yeah. Apart from most people who have washing machines.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a washing machine.
How long is it acceptable to live at a place without buying a washing machine? What if you've lived there for 7 years and you still use the laundrette? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, it depends on your financial situation, I think. If you're working hand-to-mouth minimum wage at Subway,
I suppose you can't really save.
then you've got to pay rent, you've got to pay bills, you've got to pay for your weed. There's no way you can...
Oh, food.
Yeah, food. You could just drop the stuff on the floor and eat it at Subway.
That's true. Yeah.
Like in that episode of The Simpsons with Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, I did actually see that.
It's a good episode.
Well done.
Yeah, I think it depends. But if you're earning 100k a year and you're still trudging down the laundrette or getting your maid to go to the laundrette, sort your fucking life out.
I suppose I've never really thought about it, but it's probably something that people who are in a situation to have to think about it have probably done so.
Yeah, they've probably thought about it and come up with a nice solution.
Yeah, probably.
They're probably going, I either will keep going to the laundrette or I'll stop.
Whichever's more financially sensible.
Purchase. They've probably got out yellow legal pad.
Yeah.
Pros, cons.
Yeah.
Pros, washing whenever I like.
They've probably done some
Expensive.
sums. Yeah, they've probably worked it all out mathematically.
You could probably get a washing machine and do it on one of those pay monthly schemes.
Yeah, probably.
Like, is it Bright House, those adverts on the telly?
Yeah.
They used to have a shop next to Sweets and Treats in town.
Yeah, they did. I went to Sweets and Treats the other day. I bought some American sweets. Bought a Twinkie, Pop-Tarts, and
What is a
Reese's Pieces.
Twinkie? I'm still not quite sure what a Twinkie is. It looks like a sort of the bottom of a Jaffa Cake bar.
Yeah, sort of. It's sort of a yellow sponge.
Yeah. Like a Madeira sponge or a Victoria sponge?
Something that's unique to American sweets, because I've never tasted anything like it before.
Yeah.
It's sticky, and it's not very spongy. Well, it's quite spongy, but it's more sticky.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really sweet. Just the sponge alone is really sweet. And then it's got this sort of white cream in it, which is...
Is it actual cream, or is it...
I think it's whipped up pork fat. But it tastes a lot... Have you ever had marshmallow fluff?
Yes.
It tastes like that. It tastes a lot
Great
like that.
for the first spoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Physically repulsive for the next 800 in the time after that.
Only it's got... instead of sugar, they use like high fructose corn syrup, which has its own distinct taste. So all of the things that I bought, the Pop-Tarts, the Twinkie, and the Reese's Pieces, they all tasted the same, basically. They had this horribly sweet taste to them. And I had a horrible headache afterwards.
Is there no, like, jam or anything in a Twinkie?
No, it's
I always
just cream.
thought it was like a Swiss roll, but sort of fat and rectangular.
I'm going to get a picture of it for you.
I only really know them from the film Zombieland, I'm going to be honest.
Great film.
Where Woody Harrelson is just rambling on about them.
There you go.
They look fucking dreadful.
Deep fried Twinkies.
Oh.
I could say that would be horrible, because I ate half of this Twinkie, and I already thought I've eaten what I can only assume is probably 2 servings here. I must put the rest of this in the fridge and have it later on. But
What's old and
I say
new?
all of it.
Click on that old and new. My eyes aren't very good.
Oh, the old Twinkie versus the new Twinkie. I think I probably had one of the new Twinkies.
You saved yourself 15 calories.
Oh, a few. Shelf life 45 days. Good.
More days or less days?
More days.
More days. They got a lot
Almost
more
twice as
chemicals
many. Yeah.
in that. Brilliant. How big are they?
About the size of my cock. About 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. Quite
So average for your height and
average
weight.
for my height and weight, yeah. If you think it's small, you're wrong. Look at my chart on my wall.
I've got myself pinpointed, smack bang in the middle. So.
Yeah, right in the centre.
Distinctly average.
I've stretched half of it though to make sure that was the centre, but it is. So thanks. Yeah. What else do you have anyway?
I haven't got anything about Twinkies.
Well, next then.
I have got, however, you remember the Olympics was in London a couple of years ago?
Was it?
Yeah, 2012. Which
Weird.
we're now closer to the next Olympics than we are to the London Olympics,
Where's the next Olympics?
which is mental. I think it's in Brazil, don't care. But the Olympics in 2020 is going to be in Japan,
Yeah.
and the Japanese Prime Minister, whose name appears to be Abe, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe,
Yeah. Honest Abe.
yeah, he wants to stage a robot Olympics in 2012.
Brilliant.
The same year that Tokyo hosts the Summer Olympics.
Wait, when is this? You just said 2012.
2020.
2020.
Yeah, 2020. The Olympics, the actual Olympics, is in Tokyo in 2020.
Okay.
And he said, I also want to do a robot Olympics.
Robo Olympics, call it.
He revealed
Don't-
plans for a task force to develop Japan's robot industry and to triple the size of market for the machines to 2.4 trillion yen, which works out as 24 billion pounds.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
In 2020, I would like to gather all of the world's robots and aim to hold an Olympics where they compete in technical skills. We want to make robots a major pillar of our economic growth strategy.
So is this in order to boost the industry?
I think it was in order to boost the industry worldwide rather than just in Japan. Because really, if this happens, this is just the Japanese playing to their field at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
I watched the last Olympics, and there was people from like Vanuatu and shit there. I don't think their robotic industry is going to be very good.
No, I don't think so.
So when they rock up with like one of those sock and rock
Sock and rock, yeah. It's not really electrical. You just have to put your thumb on the thing.
they're going to get absolutely slaughtered. And I would expect, if this happens, Japan to sort of sweep all gold
Yeah,
medals.
Japan will just get everything. And then America will get 2 or 3.
But there's
And then
also
someone from Barnsley will get one.
there's some Olympic sports, say for instance table tennis,
Yeah,
which
brilliant. Love
if
it.
you got robots, surely they would just hit it to each other endlessly.
Yeah, it'd take a long time for one of them to make a mistake. One of the gears would have to burn out, or a
How
belt
would
would have
it
to
work?
snap. Yeah, I don't know.
Because they'll
I'm
just
sure.
constantly.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of it is that it's exact every single time.
That's true. Yeah, they'd probably be too good.
And
They'd either be too good, or they'd immediately fall over and spark and set on fire.
set on fire. Well, I think it's a great idea.
Apart from those really severe flaws.
Yeah, I mean, Japan will probably win everything.
Yeah.
But robotics is probably going to be a major part of the future. And our industries, I believe, I don't know this for a fact, but are lacking.
Our robot
massively.
industries.
Yeah.
No.
We're probably lagging behind Japan, USA, China.
I'm going to do some quick googling. I'm going to robot industries by country. I wonder if that'll actually give me anything. Oh, the second link is Japanese robotics Wikipedia page.
Exactly.
So that tells you something about it. The third link is also a Japanese website. Weird Japanese robots, Business Insiders. Yeah, it's all Japan. I can't find a list.
So Japan is zooming ahead at this
It
point.
looks like it.
But the field of robotics is one we desperately need to catch up into. And even if
No, we had Robot Wars.
yeah,
Craig
well,
Charles.
this is a point I was going to bring up.
Oh,
I was
yeah?
hoping that if we get a say,
Yeah.
we can bring back Robot Wars
I
as
imagine
one of our Olympic sports. We can have our best robot.
Yeah.
Which probably that Matilda with the
Yeah. Matilda.
the bust up.
I imagine.
He used to kiss his fingers back.
Yeah. I imagine when Craig Charles heard about this, the host of Robot Wars,
He was dancing
was
around.
like, "Oh, brilliant! I can't wait to get back in the fucking game."
Him and Philippa Forrester. Was it
Forrester, yeah. What's she doing now?
Fuck
Is she
all.
alive? Might Google
What's
that.
Craig Charles doing now? He was in Corrie for a while.
Yeah. Is he not still in it?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Idiot.
No.
Come on. Philip Forrester should have 45 years old.
But the potential growth in the field of robotics, in all seriousness, from something like this would be great. Surely it'll be a boost to everybody.
What do you think about robots taking over the future?
Well, I also had this as a little note.
Yeah.
Skynet question mark is all I've got.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Future of robots convo. So
Whoa. As soon as we give them an Olympics all to themselves, they're going to get ideas.
yeah, they're going to start saying hello.
Yeah. I imagine the robot arms,
Yeah.
to begin with, they're going to be the first to... they're going to spark the uprising. You're going to have, in like 50 years, you're going to have an older man sitting around a fire on a beach talking to some kids with face paint on, saying, "How did the world end?" And he'll be saying, "Well, it was the robot arms who first sparked the uprising." And then printing
TLDR,
machines.
they warned.
Yeah,
they warned us. But
The
nobody
prophets,
listened.
TLDR, Phil and Matt, tried to tell us, but only their million listeners
Yeah.
paid attention. The rest of the planet,
Just ignored.
the rest of the planet knew about it,
Yeah, they knew.
but they didn't have time in their
They
busy
saw and
schedules to listen.
retweeted.
Yeah. They subscribed on iTunes, but they didn't download the Epi.
No, they didn't.
Unfortunately,
They had it on their TuneIn app.
Yeah.
On their iPhone.
They
The
just-
guy had it on Stitcher, but
Yeah.
they didn't
another guy had it on Double Twist,
double twist.
that Android app.
Yeah.
But they would, they'd already had too many TFCpodcast.com podcasts to catch up on. So by the time they'd caught up on the backlog, the robot apocalypse had already happened.
It'd taken over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done. His family was dead.
Yeah.
And he was just in bed, headphones in,
That rhymes.
listening to the Ringside Chronicles Ep 2.
About a topical show about wrestling from 2 years ago. Yeah, good podcast though.
Yeah,
and
great
that
show.
old man sitting around the fire will be me.
It'll be you.
And
I'll
it'll-
be long dead
Yeah.
at this point. I'll have tried to...
I'll have put your face on a robot,
Yeah.
and you'll be there just doing catchphrases,
Do gags.
just saying things like
24 to
average
make
for
sure.
my height and weight. Yeah, 24 to make sure. I don't think we've ever said that on a podcast. So
We
it's
have
not gonna
now.
Make sense to anyone.
Give us Reddit gold.
Yeah, another one of our catchphrases from the 2012 era.
Oh, dear.
Brilliant.
But yeah, robotics.
Robocalypse. I think the Robocalypse is on the horizon.
Well, Japan recently
Nippon.
unveiled a chatty humanoid robot that its makers say can understand people's emotions. So we're already getting to that point.
Yeah, I heard about that. But can it understand people's emotions, or have they just programmed it to, and it won't be able to? Definitely, because a lot of humans can't understand human emotions.
Yeah, like disabled humans.
Yeah.
What about a disabled robot? Hang on, disability won't be a thing within robots, so they probably will. They'll just be a better race of humans.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's so human emotions are so complex that it would be difficult to manufacture.
No, they're not. Shut up.
Anger, see?
Damn it, got me.
Yeah. And I only did that because I read a book on it, How to Read Faces for the Asperger's Kid. I read that. I thought I had
Asperger's. The
Asperger's.
Milky Bar kid.
It's
Just brand awareness for Asperger's.
for anyone with Asperger's.
Hey everybody, it's the Asperger's kid.
I thought I had it, but it was actually just someone telling me that I had a bit of an asparagus on my mouth, on the corner of my mouth.
Just right in the corner.
You've got asparagus? Oh no, have I? I'll have to buy this book. Read it and thought that will seem very familiar.
That was spot on.
Yeah, I already knew most of that. And realised that I didn't have Asperger's or Asperger's.
Well, that's embarrassing for me. Simple slip up.
Simple slip up. Hashtag simple slip up.
But I would definitely watch Robot Olympics.
Look, first of all, we've got to come up with a portmanteau that works. Robo-Olympics doesn't really work.
No.
Robimpics.
No,
doesn't
definitely
really work.
not.
Rimpics. Rilympics.
Rimpics sounds great. That sounds like a subreddit I should subscribe to. Rimpics.
r/Rimpics.
Probably is one.
Let's find out, yeah. Rimpics. Oh no, car rims. I wanted anuses, not car rims. Anal rims.
What a shame.
Anal rimpics sounds like a good Olympics
That also
I could get
sounds
into.
great.
That would be mostly discus, I imagine. Throw it with the cheeks.
With the arse cheeks.
Like that, yeah. So I'm just going to get rid of this cushion. It's not doing it for me.
Is it not?
No.
Your back don't need no support.
No, well, lumbar support for the first half of the show and then the rest of the show. Take the day off.
Take the day off.
Leave
Rest
back.
it.
I don't care. I don't give a care.
How many cares do you give?
Yeah, well, realistically, probably I do care.
4 or 5 cares. Yeah, Robot Olympics, that'd be great.
Will it or
You'd definitely watch it though, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I would absolutely watch it. Everyone's going to watch it. If it happens, everyone's going to watch it.
If the
it'll be a huge cultural
robot
thing.
boxing.
Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. That Real Steel movie.
Yeah, but in real life.
So probably a lot worse.
Yeah, but you know.
A lot more mundane. Nothing will really happen. Well, I think what will happen is they'll set it up, and then one robot will get a punch off, and then a team of 7 Japanese people will have to run in to reset everything, and then the other robot will get a punch off, and then they'll have to run in again and reset everything.
It'll be like that episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah. Have you been watching a lot of Simpsons lately?
Where Homer is the robot.
Yeah, that's a good
Great
episode.
episode.
Yeah. I can put Simpsons on if you want.
Yeah, maybe not now, maybe not.
I can do, it's fine.
But it'll be great. Then you wouldn't have to worry about drugs cheats. Because I would love to see a man run 100 metres in 3 seconds. But if a robot can do that and we can put a wig on it, then
You
great.
have got a wig in it.
Make it look more like a man.
Hello. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get many different styles of wigs for each individual country.
Mullet. That'll
Yeah.
be... What country would that be? Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium.
For their mullets.
Belgium, definitely.
Spiky hair. Also Belgium, I think.
Also Belgium, yeah.
Long hair. What's that?
Belgium.
Belgium.
I'm thinking Belgium, yeah.
And then alopecia. Again. Probably Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting topic, though, aside from wig gags.
Yeah.
The whole topic of
Robo Olympics.
of performance enhancement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because in humans, that's what we are, people,
Yeah.
men and women, and genderqueer people.
Yes.
In
Pansexuals.
yeah,
what are they?
pansexuals.
They're people who don't have a gender.
I actually looked this up on Wikipedia yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Good night in them.
Yeah. I was on Omegle and someone said they were happily married, and then they offered the information that they were pansexual. They didn't ask.
Yeah.
And I
So
said,
by the
well-
way, I'm pan other.
And then I said,
And I said,
yeah.
what does that mean? And they said, I am pansexual. And you were like, why did you garble first time round? They were like, I don't know.
Because I'm
just
pansexual.
make it
Look
more
it up, that's
interesting.
what we do. But I said, what is the difference between that and bisexuality? And interestingly enough, they'd never thought about it. So they had to think for a minute. I was like, if you're in a pansexual marriage, surely you should probably know
what it is.
offhand what that is.
Hang on, have you thought they weren't married or pansexual?
No, I'm pretty sure they were.
Oh, okay.
Hang on a minute. Do you mean they were lying?
Might have been. Was it on the internet?
Internet, so they
oh,
weren't,
won't
yeah.
have been
True.
lying. We've all been truth.
But the difference is bisexuality
Yeah.
is people are attracted to both genders.
Yeah.
And then, as far as I can tell, whoever came up with pansexual was just a pedant and an arsehole, because the definition of that is, while bisexuals are attracted to both genders, male and female, pansexuals are also attracted to third and fourth and fifth genders, genderqueer people. But I always thought that was probably implied in bisexual people. It's basically just nitpicking bisexuals.
Yeah.
It's basically nitpicking the bi part of bisexual.
Just give everything a go, really.
Yeah.
Is the pansexual argument.
Yeah, but surely I think a lot of bisexuals don't only like men and women. They probably like ladies with big dicks,
Yeah.
ladies with small dicks, and men without dicks
Yeah.
as well.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Can't really speak from experience.
No, if I was bisexual, though, I'm not. I'm a straight, which is what Jesus intended. But if I was bisexual, I'd love a big black dick on a small
Full-breasted.
Japanese woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd even be my
tiny
ideal. I've never thought about it, but now you ask. Yes, that's my ideal.
Do you think that's going to be the future?
Yeah.
When you can sort of get to a point where you can have whatever you like,
Yes,
like
that is-
surgically attached and stuff. When you can start growing organs and flesh, they're at that point where they can like 3D print
Yeah.
rats' livers and stuff.
It's only a matter of time before that comes to market.
Eventually, that's going to be a thing. They're talking of doing it with skin for grafts,
Yeah.
so you don't have to take skin off your arse to put it on your arm.
Just open up the HP inkjet,
Yeah,
make your own.
and it's just like, well, I'm a lady boy, whatever.
Yeah.
I am 4'11", but I do want a 13-inch black cock. And so you can literally have a cock swinging between your legs,
Yeah.
like fucking George of the Jungle.
Yeah, like an elephant trunk.
Literally.
Only it's a penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be hilarious. I think that'll be really funny.
Yeah, I think people probably can do that, yeah. I think that's a realistic vision of the future.
People will go a bit mental. People already go mental on... How many shows do you see? I've had 28 nose jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
My tits are 30 million double 12.
Yeah. 30 million double 12.
Yeah, it's a big size.
Do you know a lot about bras?
No.
Sure.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's already people going to ridiculous extremes. Give them a little bit of the future. It's like robot sex dolls, as we were talking about on a previous episode of TLDR.
Yeah, episode 1, I think.
There's advancements in society which are going to be so great, but also going to bring about so much opportunity for the freaks.
Don't call them freaks.
Okay.
They're TLDR fans, not freaks.
Yes.
They're listeners.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
There's going to be people with big, massive black cocks.
Yeah, swinging in the wind.
Going to have, like, weird ears. You can do whatever you
Weird
like.
ears.
You
Well,
can
I
already
think weird ears is
transplant
probably
hair.
less likely.
You can do whatever you want. As soon as you
Yeah.
can start growing organs, just get rid of my lungs, get a new pair in.
Pair of breasts.
Yeah, you can probably get some
Instead of lungs.
good breasts.
Why don't you have your lungs on the outside of your body, cover it with skin and nipples, and
Okay,
then
right.
2 in 1?
Lung breast.
Yeah, then you don't have to buy the breast implants.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just use lungs.
Yeah, use lungs. You didn't think about that, did you?
No.
Yeah, I've got you there.
But, that's the other side of we can grow organs now. So the organ
There's
donor
nothing
list
wrong with
thing.
it, though.
Yeah, no, not at all. It'll be brilliant and fascinating. And Channel 4 will have so much opportunity for great documentaries.
Vice as well.
Yeah.
I imagine in the future Channel 4 and Vice will merge. I'll be one and the same.
Have you heard rumours of Vice selling out?
No.
Vice selling... because Murdoch already owns 5%.
Yeah.
And there's talk of him buying like $2 billion worth. He's also been in talks with like Disney, I think, and somebody
Really?
else. I've
What
got it
Shane
here.
Smith has.
Yeah,
As CEO.
they haven't commented on it yet. I've got it here. This wasn't what I was going to talk about, but
Bring it up.
it just happens to be here. Time Warner could purchase up to half of the digital media company
Vice.
in a deal valuing it at more than $2 billion. The New York Times also reported that both 21st Century Fox, which already owns 5%, and the Walt Disney Company are also discussing deals with the company.
I would say it'd be weird if Disney owned a bit of Vice, but then Disney own a bit of loads of shit, don't they?
Yeah.
They own like ESPN,
But
Marvel, Lucasfilm.
It'll be a proper sort of sellout because he has publicly said they're all awful people a lot.
Yeah.
I've got some quotes here. In an interview with New York Daily News in March, he said, CNN is a disaster. It's spiralling into shit. They're trying to young it down, but everything they do is a fucking disaster. Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Well, I mean, you can say, oh, it's hypocrisy and all that, but you could also look at it as him trying to fix those organisations by becoming a part of them.
Yeah, but he's not going to have any say in them. He's not going to be like, oh, I'll sell you this.
No, but he'll be one of the voices of them. If Vice is owned by like CNN or whatever, then he will be a representative of CNN doing stories about like Hilda's Dildos, the shop on, Dildo
But
Road.
will he
Manhattan.
be able to?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Like, if you think of like Disney, for example, buying like Lucasfilm or whatever,
Yeah.
they were always very, and like Marvel and ESPN or whatever, they were always very, very lenient. They just let them carry on doing exactly what they were doing before.
Yeah, but there's a difference between making films and reporting news.
That's true.
Like, Rupert Murdoch has famously censored a lot of shit. He owns so much of the media, he can do whatever he likes. If someone comes in and says differently, well, I own 50% of you.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's true.
yourself,
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so all this, like Vice has its ups and downs. I think its website is full of a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's a bit too full.
Yeah.
They should do less.
There's so much shit on there that the good stuff often gets bogged down.
Yeah, you can rarely find the good bits.
But their documentaries are often good, and their HBO series has actually been really good. Really
I've not
enjoyed
watched
it.
any of the HBO series.
Really, really good. Arguably 15 minutes of story, a bit too short, but whatever.
Well, that's the age we live in.
But then,
More than now.
yeah, exactly. But then that's gonna possibly die away if you sell out.
I've always heard that Shane Smith had a long history of lying. That's something I've heard about Shane Smith, is that he's like a known bullshitter. And whenever he's on the Joe Rogan podcast, he always rubs me the wrong way a bit. And that he gets mortal drunk and then just...
He does.
He gets far too drunk.
He just sits there and they just drink whiskey for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like a good scotch as much as the next man, but 3 hours worth of drinking scotch is gonna fuck a man up.
I mean, I'm drinking some iced tea here. It looks a bit like scotch. If you put ice in it,
I might have a little bit more.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Top me up as well.
there's something about Shane Smith. I like him. I like what he does.
He seems
He's a bit
to
smug.
be, yeah, and he's also like very sensationalist by nature. It seems like. Thank you, because he's always. I mean, the only real interviews I've ever heard of him have been on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
So it's
And
not
they're good buddies.
Yeah, and he's also not an interviewer. He doesn't ask questions. He just
Yeah,
sort of
he chats with them.
But it always seems like they devolve
Yeah.
delve lower. They always spiral downwards into Shane Smith just really drunkenly saying, "Oh, I hate governments. Oh, I don't like anything," and he just comes across as uneducated and just blanket cynical, rather than being. There's a difference between being skeptical and critical, and just being cynical. It just seems like he's down on everything. Which maybe I would be too if I'd been to all these war-torn countries and whatever. But maybe he's got PTSD.
He does good stuff, and so it's sort of one of those take the pros, take the cons.
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of the journalism and a lot of the stories that I've read and documentaries I've seen, I would know nothing about otherwise.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, that's cool. If he's a bit miserable or he's a bit of a cunt or whatever, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it does matter in the sense that if he's deciding what stories get made and he's also really cynical, then that's probably going to reflect in the stories that he produces. And the whole thing of Vice is very much like, we're not afraid to say what we don't like, and like we're not afraid to criticise things that other people don't criticise. So you might end up with... The trouble of Vice is always that they sensationalise things... They're still sensationalising things, even though they're not sensationalising the same things as the mainstream media, and not in the same ways. They still are sensationalising things.
It's because that works.
I suppose so, yeah.
Regardless of which side you come from.
Yeah.
Whether it is your clickbaiting on BuzzFeed, or whether it's... Or whether it is, good journalism, but you've got...
Us as well.
Again, us. But you've got to put it under that sensationalist banner, otherwise it just won't work. You can put up 100 pages of really interesting documents reporting whatever conflict, whatever heroin epidemic, but if it's 100 pages long and the title is "This is a document about heroin epidemic."
Doc.
Then people are going to go, no.
Yeah, that's true. You have to make it at least palatable.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between making it palatable and getting greedy with it, and that's what a lot of these organisations do. Is they just get greedy and just start doing like watch this 10-minute documentary on donkey fuckers.
Yeah, that is a literal
it's a vice one,
documentary. Yeah. Interesting though.
It sort of is, but it's also, from what I've heard, it's really misrepresentative. Because they just go to this one small village, and they must have just said to somebody, right, give me a list of all the donkey fuckers.
I've not seen it.
They go to like a small Brazilian village, I think it's in Brazil, and they talk about how it's customary to have sex with donkeys.
Garrincha. Do you know Garrincha?
No, who's that?
You know Pele, the footballer?
Yeah.
At the time when he was hitting his fame, Garrincha was like his equal.
Yeah.
They were like both Brazilian icons. And Garrincha had one leg slightly shorter than the other.
Oh yeah.
So he could hit the ball.
Always going in circles.
He could hit the ball at such an angle that it would get incredible swerve on it.
Really?
And he would play on it used to be called an inside forward position,
right,
which is slightly higher than the wing.
Yeah.
And Pele would play up front, and they would be like dynamite. And then Pele became a global superstar, and Garrincha became an alcoholic. There's a documentary about them. I think ESPN did it. One of those 30 for 30. It might have been. I'm not sure. And Garrincha was talking about, or his family was talking about, how his first sexual experience was with a donkey.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Vice were right then. Maybe they do have the finger on the pulse after all. Blow me down.
Little Garrincha fact for all you 1950s football aficionados out there.
That's me. I'm a big aficionado of 1950s football, as you can probably tell from the decor.
Yes.
Got all sorts of paraphernalia around from 1950s
A lot
football.
of Pele.
There's my Garrincha poster.
Nice.
There's a Garrincha shirt on the wall over there.
Is that legit?
Yeah, that's
Should take that into porn stars. They might buy that off you.
The problem with that TV show, Porn Stars, is that in our accent, in American accents, it's cute because it's like, oh, porn star sounds like porn star, but in our accent, porn star is the same thing as porn star.
It's just the same word.
Yeah, porn and porn. Sort your act out. History Channel.
Is it on the History Channel?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't be on the History Channel.
Well, it is history, though, isn't it? Yeah. Didn't think about that, did you? Oh,
not sure about that.
dummy.
Yeah, Vice. It's all right. Good and bad.
Yeah. Pros and cons.
Don't get your information all from one source unless that source is TLDR.
Yeah. In which case you should, because it's the
Believe everything we say.
source.
And believe it without even questioning it.
Yeah. TLDR, unquestionable.
Yes.
I've got an article here, but the problem is that the highlighting Chrome extension that I use seems to have crashed, so I don't know what I've highlighted. So I'm just going to have to actually use my noggin, head.
Yeah. Skull insides.
The bit in
Skull innards.
skull innards. The bit in the skull.
Skull offal.
Skull offal. Skull offal. That sounds like a surname.
Sky, I'm Pete Skullaffle.
Yeah.
Sorry, how do you spell that again? It's SKULL.
Awful. Do you know what else is a funny surname? Bin Laden.
Yeah,
2 different words. What's that all about? I only have 1 word.
that's true.
Yeah. Although skullaffle really
It's 2
also
words
2 words.
jammed together.
But I don't know if you heard about this. This is on the Washington Post.
Bin Laden, what about him?
Right. He's a
Is he dead?
beaver. Yeah, he died, yeah.
Oh no.
That's not this though, that's not what I'm going to talk about. He died a while ago, Bin Laden.
What happened to him? Did we get him?
Shot, I think.
Yes! USA! USA!
Yeah, this is from WashingtonPost.com. CIA.
Where's that based?
It's either Washington DC
Yeah.
or Washington State. I'm never sure which.
Probably DC.
Do you think?
Maybe.
Let me just quickly find out. Washington Post. See, this is the sort of investigative journalism that, you know, your Vices, your Washington Posts just don't do.
We take it that step further over here at tfcpodcast.com.
There you go, published in Washington, D.C.
Hello!
When was it founded? 1877. Thanks. Next. Anyway. Right. CIA hatched a plan to make demon toy to counter Osama bin Laden's influence.
A demon toy?
Yeah, here's some pictures for
Like
you.
Chucky?
Just a sort of action figure of bin Laden.
What's on his face?
Sort of red face paint.
Why? He
to
looks
make
like
him look like a
Spider-Man.
demon. He looks a bit like Darth Maul. Did you ever watch Star Wars?
Is he the one with the little horns?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like him, doesn't he?
Who was he?
Ali.
He was on the newer ones, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ray Parker Jr.
Was he related in any way
Might not be.
to...
Ray Parker Jr. is the man who did Ghostbusters.
Yeah, went broke.
Yeah.
Is Darth Maul anything to do with Darth Vader?
No.
No, they just happen to have the same person.
yeah, they're both called Darth.
That's
it's
weird.
A popular name. I think it's more of a title, like Christ.
So is he like the super baddie?
Yeah, he was the bad guy. Voiced by Peter Serafinovich.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's a great little line on the CV.
Yeah. Did Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Tick. True.
Star Wars 1 minute.
Yeah.
Not the good ones.
Yeah.
You always go, did enjoy them whenever I say
I
that.
like them, yeah.
I don't really have an opinion because I can't remember what they were like. I just say that because that's what people say.
Yeah.
So use the popular opinion.
I like the...
Just to gain favour from others.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
just say what they want to hear.
That's what I usually
bring them into my net and I kill them and eat them.
Whoa.
I'm like a spider.
That went really dark, really, really quickly.
Well,
You've upset me.
sorry.
Anyway, this action figure is basically propaganda. It's been nicknamed Devil Eyes. That's the code name the CIA gave it. And they commissioned it in 2005. They asked the guy who did G.I. Joe, Donald Levine,
Yeah.
who died a few years ago at the age of 87. They asked him to design the toy because he had connections in China who could do it discreetly. So he did. He designed a toy of Bin Laden.
Did they make any?
Well, they
They
say...
only knocking about.
The CIA spokesperson said that they only ever made 3 models as prototypes. But then somebody else said that they made... here we go. There's a dispute over how many of the figurines, if any, were ultimately delivered. A person with direct knowledge of the project in China said hundreds of the toys, one of which was seen by the Washington Post, alright, bragging, were made as a part of a pre-production run and sent on a freighter to the Pakistani city of Karachi in 2006. I don't know why they were going there, but I think the idea was to give these toys
to kids
in like Afghanistan, Pakistan, mainly Afghanistan, I think, but apparently that one's going to Pakistan, to sort of make them hate Bin Laden and think that he's a devil, which just seems like a really weird, cartoonish, bad idea. I don't know why you would do that.
I don't really understand that.
Neither do I.
Also, I don't understand why Bin Laden never changed his look.
I would have shaved the beard off.
He
first
needed
of all.
Gok Wan in there.
Yeah. Gok Wan would... Oh.
He would have done a job on him.
He would have made him look good naked.
Because all you have to do, if you're wanted all over the world for looking a particular way, stop dressing that way.
Oh, wait a minute, though. Religious garb.
Just wear some different coloured religious garb.
Yeah, but...
You're in Pakistan. There's...
I believe he did wear different colour, though, didn't he?
20 million people.
He wore green camo sometimes. It's the
Only
beard
when he
that
was
gives him
like
away.
shooting guns.
It's the beard and the turban that gives him away. They're religious. Can't get rid of those. Ooh, no.
You can just...
Although you can
down.
in Islam, you don't have to wear a turban, do you?
No.
So, there you go.
Take it off, lock it down.
Stupid Bin Laden, you dummy. You dumbass.
Change the hair. Do something.
Yeah. Just work with it. You don't just put some product in the beard. You don't have to shave it off.
If you were wanted by everybody in the world, God wouldn't mind you having a little snip.
He'd let that go. Yeah.
He'll go, oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Who's
Put a
this?
baseball cap on.
He'd be sitting in his office, God would, typing away, sound effect.
He'll just be getting prayer emails in constantly.
Yeah, like in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
And then, ding! Oh, what's this? Someone shaved their beard. I don't think so. And then he looks at the list. Osama bin Laden, what's he doing? Oh, he is wanted by everyone. I'll let him go.
For
That's
preaching
allowed.
my word.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God he's still out there. But
Yeah, thank me. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's
say,
neat.
put some
Good joke,
product in
God.
it.
Tap on the back. I imagine that's what he does. He just sits in his office alone.
Oh, I've knocked it out of the park again.
Yeah, good on me.
Another great day for the big God.
Yeah. Big G, big O, big D.
Big D.
Capitalise it.
Capitalise constantly.
Yeah, in fact, that's a good idea. I might send down a word of God.
Bin Laden.
What?
From now on, capitalisation. What? You know what I mean.
I've got more to worry about than that, God. What about the invalids? No, not invalids. Infidels. And the invalids.
What about the invalid infidels?
Yeah. Ignore those, Bin Laden. Capitalise the O and the D in God. I've already got G. Capitalising that, not enough. No.
No. Who do you think I am?
Who do you think I'm? G. Although, that sounds hip. Get people to call me G.
Just call me G. Just call me the OG, original gangster, God.
God, you're getting a bit demanding.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got a bit weird, God.
well, have I? Or have I turned a new leaf? Write that down. That sounds good.
Quote from me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing well.
Religious Book of Your Choice, Volume 2.
The way that I wanted to tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the subtitle.
Uncensored, unedited.
Yeah.
God.
Write that in italics. Who'd you actually publish it? You publish it.
I don't give a shit.
I have a publishing house. Well, Corgi. Corgi. It's a weird choice.
Penguin Classics.
Yeah, you can't do Penguin Classics.
It's not a classic.
No. Because you know why you can't do Penguin Classics? There's already religious text published on Penguin Classics.
Is there really?
Like the Chinese one about Tao. What you want to do is get somebody who's never published a religious text, like Penguin Children.
Yeah.
Get them to do it. And then,
take off.
yeah, because you've got no competition. Yeah.
Where does the money go?
From what?
The sale of religious texts.
To the publishers, I think.
They just all go to the publishers.
I guess so.
Who owns the rights?
I don't think anybody does. I think it's one of those things where
So we could
anyone's allowed to publish
we could just knock out our own TFC bound
Yeah,
Bibles, Qurans, Torahs,
yeah.
the Sikh ones.
The Bhagavad Gita, the
Yeah.
Upanishads. I'll do all the Indian ones.
Go on then.
I know those two.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit.
Good work.
The Vedas.
Yeah.
And then you can do, what do you want to do, Abrahamic?
Yeah, I'll do.
To start off with.
Yeah. Just get a couple mil of them shipped out.
Judaism's got quite a few though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Deceivingly.
Deceivingly.
Yeah. They've got the Torah, and then they've also got all sorts of other ones that you don't
But
know.
we only really need to do the main one.
Just do the Torah then.
Yeah.
Just do TFC Presents Torah. Written by Phil and Matt.
Phil and Matt. We can't really speak Hebrew or read it.
Do it in English.
So we've
Better
just
language.
written it in English.
Yeah, better language.
Just handwritten.
Yeah.
It's not even typed.
Only did it like 4 lines as well,
Yeah.
because can't be asked. CBA. They get the gist.
Yeah, they know what it's like.
Yeah. And God said, let there be. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
You probably know the story. Oh, did a bit of a dribble there. You're right.
A little bit of a laugh.
I don't know what else there is to really say about the Bin Laden toy.
Would you have bought one?
Yeah.
Would you have given one to your kid?
Yeah.
So they were aiming to literally just hand out dolls of Osama bin Laden with Darth Maul face paint on.
Yeah. Not only dolls, but also like notebooks with the American flag on, things like that. All sorts of
Just notebooks.
propaganda. Yeah, but they don't
See,
call it
notebooks
propaganda.
is fine.
Let me see what they call it.
People can use paper.
I could use some paper right now. I'd love some. I'd make notes. Influence operations. That's what the CIA refer to these as.
That's propaganda.
Propaganda, man. It's the government, man. You know what I mean?
Propaganda machine.
Well, you know, they don't want us to talk about it on our podcast because they know that intelligent people listen and they'll, you know...
This is being played at Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, Yale, all the big unis right now.
No, it isn't, because...
The next generation of big thinkers, they're called TLDR.
No, because people who go to those universities, they're mainstream thinkers.
Stooges.
Yeah.
Stooges to the system.
Shills.
Yeah, sheep.
A lot of them are shills, most of them are just sheep, and I pity them. I pity people at Harvard, MIT, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, Coventry. I pity those people, you know, the people at the top unis.
Yeah.
Because I went to the School of Hard Knocks. And I know that, you know, the government is, you know, the military-industrial complex and, you know, the Rockefellers, lizards, and, you know, 9/11. Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Area 51. The Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
You know, Fort Knox. So...
Privately owned, what?
I can keep going.
Yeah, please do.
No. I've run out.
Good, I'm glad you've run out.
Cheers. Thanks.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck propaganda.
That's all I've got to say about Old Devil Eyes. It's funny. It's weird.
We should get
It's
one
humorous.
and put it on the desk.
I don't think they're available.
We should get little dolls of things we talk about and just leave them on the desk.
I've got a Spider-Man doll here.
Good
And
guess.
I've also got... Hang on, let me put these next to the mic so people can hear. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
R2-D2. That came in a Happy Meal. It's got a motion sensor on it. Broken though, doesn't it? It looks like... Oh, see? That's a line from the film. That's cool. And I've got the penguin from Wallace and Gromit.
Somewhere at home I've got one of the teddy bears.
From what?
Not sure. I've also got a gingerbread man from something.
Shrek, maybe.
Yeah, maybe from Shrek. That rings a bell.
Yeah.
I have to bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in. Bring it into Studio 7G.
Green room.
Green room, yeah. We'll have to look at it. Yeah, what else have you got? Because I've run out of steam on that one.
Run out of steam?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a bit of a... I've not really done much this week, apart
Good.
from watch the World
Shouldn't
Cup.
do.
But this guy caught my attention. You may have heard him being referred to as the Colombian Nazi weed pope.
No, I've never Heard of him. This is the first I'm seeing of him.
He was spotted,
interesting picture though.
He was spotted in the crowd at the Colombia game.
Yeah.
Just sort of waving to the crowd.
Right.
He's wearing Pope garb.
Yeah. Standard Pope.
But on his hat, he's got 9 swastikas.
Does he also have some on his clothes or just on his hat?
And then he's got a big circular one, big circular swastika.
Right on his torso.
Yeah, right on the torso to belly. And then lots of weed leaves. Just everywhere.
So I'm glad someone's out there preaching.
And we never really caught with him. We don't really know why.
So no one's interviewed him or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
What do you think he is?
Mental.
Do you think he's insane, or do you think it's a witty, hilarious prank by a TLDR fan?
I think...
Well, first of all, he is a fan. Let's get that out
of course he is, from
Who is
Colombia.
he? Yeah.
One of our biggest demographics.
One of our biggest demos. I just say demos now, I no longer say demographics. Because I've realised you can just say demos and cut off 50% of the time you spend saying the word.
He's a bit weird,
No.
I would say.
I don't think so. I think he's just a man expressing how he feels to the world.
I'm not really
What's
sure
wrong
what
with
the
that?
point of him is. But he seemed like a nice guy.
How? How does he seem like a nice guy? You've only seen one picture.
Yeah, he looks lovely.
But he's wearing loads of swastikas.
Yeah, nobody's calling him out on it though. He's probably just doing it ironically. He's with another pope there, look.
No swastikas on
No
him.
swastikas at all.
No weed leaves either.
No.
I imagine what happened is they both... Probably the one on the right wearing red with no swastikas
They
on.
said, we're going to go to the Colombia game on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Oh, let's do fancy dress.
Right. I'm a big Catholic, yes. And I'm a big Nazi and weed smoker. Yeah, but I'm a big Catholic. Let's wear Pope garb. But what about my beliefs? Fine, compromise. You can wear loads of swastikas and weed leaves.
Okay.
And that's it. Compromise found. And then they went.
I'm not really sure what the point of him is. But I'm surprised they let him in. If I just rocked up to Wembley like that and said...
You got an extra syllable in Wembley there.
Wembley.
Yeah, well done.
Wembley.
You did really well.
But it might be not a Nazi swastika. Let's ponder that question.
Which way is it facing? Right. I think there are... Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you want me to do that again, just quickly?
I'll probably just look. Let's have a look. Some of... Oh no, yeah, they are all facing right. That's... Oh no, one of them isn't. So one of them is probably... What he's probably doing is saying, I'm 9/10 Nazi, 1/10 Hindu.
Hindu. Yeah. Colombia.
Which I can get behind.
A lot of Hindus.
Yeah. But are there any right-facing swastikas that aren't Nazi? There must be. Surely there are. I bet the colours have some significance as well. I'm going to Google red and yellow swastika, because that's the colours. Red and yellow.
It's possible that he's condemning the Pope, calling him a Nazi in a weird, ironic
That's a good point.
statement.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because he recently spoke out about drug criminalisation, didn't he?
What, the Pope?
Yeah. He
What
said,
did he say? I
don't
don't know.
decriminalise it. Bad idea.
Oh,
I don't think that was his exact
That's
words.
not, it's probably said in Latin, I would have thought.
Or
He probably said, don't
Spanish.
decriminalise CCO. Bad idea.
he's from Argentina, isn't he? So I imagine they
Is he?
speak Spanish.
Yeah, but they speak Latin in all official proceedings, don't they? I don't know if they
Do they actually, though?
I don't know.
Or do they just start and go, all right, guys, in Latin, and then go, tag out of the Latin.
Vidi,
now.
vici, vini.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He spoke out against legalisation of marijuana and other drugs earlier this month. 3 days ago, in fact. So I really could have spoken about this on this episode.
Wow.
Thank God I'm not going to bother.
It's funny because last week I had a Pope story as well that I didn't speak about, which was that he stopped using a bulletproof car,
Yeah.
and his reason was that he doesn't.
Too old.
Yeah, he said, I don't really have much left to live for, which I think, as a religious leader, sends the wrong message.
Yeah. It goes there.
If your life has no meaning and you're the leader
Oh,
of
I'm
a
a bit
religion,
old now. Just tap out.
yeah, I don't see any point in carrying on. Life's boring, isn't it?
Heaven's going to be well better than this.
Yeah.
He said, attempts, however limited, to legalise so-called recreational drugs are not only highly questionable from a legislative standpoint, but they also fail to produce the desired effects.
I'm just going to say that it seems like he's not really read up on the subject.
I imagine you can't really be Pope and say, yeah, I'm pro-weed.
Yeah, but didn't he speak out against, like, child rape? That's a big thing for a pope to do.
Yeah, he said don't rape children.
Exactly, he said don't rape children.
He also excommunicated all
rapists.
Mafia members.
Oh yeah, this was the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was recently.
A lot of Pope news. Should we have a Pope news segment?
Yeah, we should, because he seems to be doing everything all the time.
Do you want to do the jingle?
Pope news, time for some Pope news with Phil and Matt. Pope news.
Brilliant, thank you. I'm going to mark that down. So, he spoke out against decriminalising drugs. He's got a lackey somewhere in Colombia wearing weed leaves and swastikas, and he excommunicated Mafia members.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of good. He really is what the Catholic Church needs right now. I was speaking to a sort of
Catholic,
a lapsed Catholic, she calls herself, about this the other day.
Yeah.
He's like, he's really great because he doesn't mind atheists.
Yeah.
I think he said condoms are okay.
Really? Didn't know that.
About HIV though, he was very sort of, if you have to, don't.
If you've got the AIDS, probably
yeah, do that. Don't kill
go against God if you've got the AIDS.
He got rid of all the opulence.
Yeah.
He doesn't drive around in the car anymore.
He doesn't even wear the bunny ear hat.
He's getting all the rapists and mafia members out.
Yeah.
All on trial.
Yeah. And he also doesn't like drugs, which neither do I. I think they're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he hates weed.
He's
Yeah.
a big weed hater.
He said at an outdoor mass in Calabria, which I imagine is
foreign.
He said, those who in their life have gone along the evil ways, as in the case of the Mafia, they are not with God, they are excommunicated.
Yeah, whatever. I don't have much to say about that because...
we sort of got a bit lost on a Pope tangent.
No, this is Pope news.
But I'm glad that the Pope is doing good shit.
I mean, excommunicating the Mafia, what does that mean? What does that actually entail? Because as far as I am reading into it, it's like, yeah, I personally don't like them, and the church isn't associated with them.
Well, according to this article,
associated with them.
The Pope's remarks will resonate strongly in this part of southern Italy, so I imagine that's where Calabria is.
Probably.
He said, where the Mafia are known to attempt to portray themselves as upstanding religious men in good rapport with the Catholic Church in order to maintain local credibility. So
it's just they can't say that anymore.
It's such a religious part that they're from.
Yeah.
That to go along with it and to keep up face, they go, oh, we love being Catholic.
Yeah.
It's one of our favourite things to do is being Catholic.
And the church loves us as well.
And they love us because we're just such good Catholics.
Yeah.
But the Pope, the head of all Catholics.
Yeah. Catholic leader. Catholic God.
Yeah.
Almost like
God's PA.
God. Yeah. he is God's PA in a very real way. He's God's front desk.
He's gone, no, you're actually bad Catholics.
Yeah.
So people will go, ooh, you've not got any credibility around here anymore, Mr. Mafia guy, sling your hook.
Yeah.
And then all the mafias will have nowhere to go.
They'll have to just go home.
They'll have to float out into the middle of the sea on a big ship, and it'll be called the Mafia ship, and they'll just sit there and play cards and watch The Sopranos.
I wouldn't call it the Mafia ship. I would call it... I'd first of all hire a barge.
Yeah.
And I would call it the Mafia barge or the Marge.
The Marge is a good one.
And the noise it'd make as it goes along is... which is the noise of Marge Simpson from The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Never heard of it.
TV show. It's cartoon, but it's also sort of...
Is it for kids? It's boring.
No, I've actually got... Here you go. Take this home with you.
Yeah.
Don't really. The Simpsons Unlicensed History.
Unlicensed?
Unauthorised, sorry. Unauthorised history. So
for the rest of not unlicensed.
It's not licensed either, but it's also not. Just read that for the rest of the show. I've not read it yet.
When you can snap this up? I imagine you didn't pay $27 for it.
Christmas gift.
Ooh. For Stella, who let me watch TV, and for my mother, who didn't.
Yeah, just read that for a bit. Once you've read that, we'll resume. Because you'll then know. Is that how you finished?
Yeah, that's done. Yeah, that's good. Simpsons sounds
Simpsons,
good.
Yeah.
Might have to give it a watch.
Who's your favourite character?
Sons.
No, Simpsons.
My favourite character?
Yeah, Simpsons.
My favourite character is... Rupert Murder. Oh, no.
No, not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Brett, no.
Brett Simpson. He's the child.
Matt Grown, no.
No. You get there, keep going.
Ross and Rachel, no. Grimy, Frank Grimes.
Frank Grimes,
Frank Grimes.
He's up there for me as well. Yeah, he's a good one.
Actually a great character, Frank Grimes. Really funny.
Yeah. So, I think that it's safe to say that was Pope news. Unless there's any more Pope news you want to do.
No, I haven't got any more Pope news.
That's it for Pope news.
Yeah.
Play that then.
Pope news is over. Join us again for more Pope news with Phil and Matt.
When?
Next week, potentially, or when we record the next episode.
Okay.
It will be very dependent on whether or not the Pope is in the news.
Yeah, and whether or not that's worthy of TLDR.
If it's boring and about mass, I'm not going to talk about
bullshit. You know WGNO.com, don't you?
Yeah.
God bless Louisiana is the slogan. Subsidiary of ABC.com. It's a Louisiana news source online.
Yeah.
How often do you check it out?
Every time I'm in the Louisiana area, before I go, about 3-4 hours before I touch down, I'll get on the plane Wi-Fi on my smartphone or tablet computer.
Ooh.
And I'll just go right on www.com.
No, what is it?
WGBN. GNB. GNO.
Yeah, WGNO.
Yeah. And I'll just check out all the buzz around the Louisiana area.
Yeah. God bless Louisiana.
God bless.
So I'm going to show you...
Praise the Lord.
I'm going to show you a picture, and then you can guess what's going on in this picture. Right? There she is. Don't read any text.
Okay.
Don't read that.
Is that a black lady?
Yeah.
Am I looking at her?
Yeah. There she is.
Well, there's a can of Boss on the table.
Yeah.
What's that?
Beer of some sort.
Okay, she's having a beer.
Yeah.
Is she dead?
Yes.
Is she actually dead?
Yeah. She's dead. This is, her wake was, basically, she was a party animal.
Oh, there she was.
This is the thing about this lady. Let's see what her name was.
Loretta.
Miriam
close.
Burbank. Or May to her friends.
I'm not a fucking friend.
Well, he will be after reading this, he'll be endeared.
Okay.
It says here that if she wasn't on her porch, the party girl affectionately called May would frequent some of the city's neighbourhood bars. So she's either in the bars or on a porch.
On the porch.
So yeah, party animal.
Party fucking animal.
Yeah.
I often see her just sitting out on the porch.
This is a quote of
alone.
Her daughter Zimora.
Not a name.
Well, it
Let's
is.
call her Zoe.
Right. Her daughter Zoe Smith said, "She gets down 53. She's not a normal 53.
She's 53 years old.
Well, she's dead, but she was 53.
She's been hitting it too hard if she's dying at 53.
And if she wasn't on the porch, I'll tell you now, she was at the bar.
One of the local neighbourhood bars.
Yeah, she was a party animal. So what they thought for the wake, they thought, it's not good enough to just throw her in a coffin.
Yeah, set her on fire.
It's not good enough to throw her in a coffin, set her on fire and float her out to sea.
No.
Because she might run into the Marge, the Mafia barge.
Yeah.
From if you've heard the Pope News segment of TLDR,
you'll be all over that like
Yeah.
a hot rash.
It's not enough to do that. What we've got to do instead is have a party and have her attend it. So they sat her up on the table with a kind
Not
of...
on her front porch.
No, I mean, let's slow down. Inside, please. We don't want to go too crazy. This is a wake, after all.
We don't want the birds to attack her.
Yeah.
Vultures to just swoop in and take her eyes.
They didn't want a traditional religious type service. Intern funeral director Lyell Bellard said. Intern. That was just one of those people that just enjoyed life, enjoyed living, just enjoyed people. And all these people have a way with words.
So-
you can tell what they mean.
How long was it after she died that they threw her a party? Because I don't know much about embalming, but did they have to embalm her, take out all her innards, stuff it with like flowers and liquids, and then dress her back up in that stupid hat, sit her on the porch in her sunglasses? She's not wearing a hat, she's
wearing a
got
wig.
Awful weave then.
Yeah.
Dress her back up in some shitty clothing,
Yeah, yellow scarf.
sunglasses on, throw her out and sit her on the porch.
She's got a big posy.
Because if it's anything over 2 days and they've not embalmed her, the body's just going to start to rot.
I don't think they wait. I think they do embalm pretty immediately. I think you've got to go for the ABCs. You've got to embalm.
Yeah.
A.
A.
Dress up. B.
B.
Display. C.
Yeah.
You got to remember your ABCs as a funeral director. So you've got to straight away, as soon as she's dead. If I was a funeral director, I would hang around old people or 53-year-old party animals, because if you're sitting on the porch all day, the clock's ticking.
Yeah.
You can only do that for so long before
The Grim Reaper's just going to come and take that party away.
yeah. So I would hang around Miriam or May May.
May to her friends.
I wouldn't call her May May because I'm not a friend of mine intern at the funeral director.
Oh, right, okay.
But I would hang around, and I would, as soon as she dropped, I'd open my suitcase full of embalming
right
fluid
to
and chuck it all over her. And then I'd remember my ABCs. A, done, embalmed.
Yeah.
B, dress her up. So I'd quickly strip her naked and put a dress on her. And
What's number C?
display. So I'd put her on a chair with a can of beer and some scotch, which, if anything, is too much for a dead person.
So
Choose one or the other.
What did she do at the party? Did she enjoy it?
I think she just... Well, you know, while she was alive, she enjoyed sitting on the porch. So what a better way than to keep
Sit
sitting
on the porch.
Yeah. What a better way to commemorate yourself than to also sit after dying.
How was the party? Because I imagine you'd want it to be quite a good party if you've gone to the effort of having her embalmed and then sitting her on the porch.
Yeah.
You want at least 5 people to show up. If you die right now and I've got a day and a half to organise a party,
Yeah, what you can do.
I probably can't get that many people here.
Yeah, you got Facebook.
Phil's dead.
Yeah,
Come
event.
over to his house.
Yeah, free nibbles. Ass snacks will be available.
Ass snacks
Does that
available.
mean anal snacks? No, it means assorted snacks. Oh, right.
We'll put on a buffet.
Yeah.
Phil probably won't eat much.
Well, yeah, I'll have a few snacks, but
We'll just
Watch my
sort
finger.
of push them in your mouth.
yeah, they'll fall out. But
Yeah.
So, what would you think as soon as you walked in? If you're a relative or a friend of the family,
I'd find it slightly terrifying.
because we've got some quotes here from friends of the family and so on. This is Lisa Moore. She's a friend of the family. She said, "I think it's amazing for him to capture." I don't know who him is. The funeral director, I suppose. For him to capture someone's actual life, their lifestyle, the way they lived. It actually says "they way they lived." WGNO.com.
Maybe she's retarded.
Oh, she might have been a spacker.
Yeah.
She said, "I think that it's something new and trending, and I think it's a good way to cross over." And then somebody else, Shirlene Burbank, who is a person
Who may
of
or may not
Louisiana.
have attended.
She did attend, but I don't know
good.
what relation she was. She said, "When I walked in, I felt like I was in her house, and I didn't hurt so much, because it's more of her, and it's not like she was dead. It's not like a funeral home, it's just like she was in the room with us."
But she wasn't. She was a corpse.
Yeah,
in
and
the
she was
corner.
dead. I would imagine it'd be fucking weird. I don't think it would be, "Oh, what a beautiful way
And
to..."
if you're having a party, there's going to be one guy that gets fucking bladdered and goes over and tries to start dancing with her, gets her up out of the chair.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be taking pictures. As soon as
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
had one bit, you're doing selfie with a corpse.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
That's blowing up all over Instagram. You're tweeting that at a party with a corpse, lol.
I've already seen
Look at
selfies of
look
it.
at grandma.
Yeah,
She's dead, lol.
that's what you get for sitting on the porch so hard all your life.
Just a massive heart attack.
Yeah.
Sat on the porch, did cocaine endlessly, all night long for 53 years. And then her heart just fell off.
Yeah, it fell off. Yeah,
Just
didn't.
went, ugh.
Yeah, it just lumped out.
Didn't
Just
even
rolled
stop,
down
it
the
just,
top.
She just shat it out.
Right out of the chest cavity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have had a chest cavity to begin with. Should have sewn that up.
That was just her way of getting more coke in.
Yeah.
She was a coke mule, that's what she was.
Yeah.
But rest in peace, May May.
Yeah, May. It's funny because there are a lot of old-timey traditions that involve things like this. I say old-timey, I mean like thousands of years ago. But throughout a lot of human history, it's been customary to sort of display bodies in weird ways and do weird shit with bodies. And I think that in like 10,000 years, people are going to look back at our current time and think that what we do is weird. To like preserve people, put them in a suit, put makeup on them, and then put them in the ground.
Yeah, that is weird.
That in itself is quite weird.
I think it is. I don't give a shit about embalming.
Yeah. When I die, I want you to embalm me in a position that looks like I'm masturbating.
Yeah.
And then put some sort of animatronics into my arm and shoulder
Just
to
to
make
keep
me
it
actually,
Yeah, keep
masturbate.
pumping it away.
Yeah. Chop my dick off and
Yeah.
replace it with a big black swinging dick.
Swinging.
Yeah.
Foot long dick.
Yeah, foot long.
Yeah.
No, that would just be funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
People gather around, take little Instagram videos.
And then my normal dick, put it in the middle of the table as a centrepiece with party rings around it.
Yes.
Those little frosted
At least
icing
one
things.
party ring around it.
Well, no, lots. Well, you'd fit 4 at least. So,
If you really squash it down.
yeah, if you push it down. If you stretch it out and then
Yeah.
push the rings down.
If you replace the actual meat of the penis
Yeah.
with that stuff they use for Stretch Armstrong, And then
corn syrup.
I could just stretch it up.
Yeah.
Like big.
How do you want to die? Not die, but
How
what
do
do
I
you
die?
What do you want
Suicide.
your? Is that how you want to?
I don't know. I don't really care.
What do you want your funeral to be like?
Sky burial.
Sky burial.
Yeah.
How?
You know where they take your body,
Yeah.
chop it up,
Right.
tie string around it, and leave it atop a mountain in like Nepal.
Yeah.
And then vultures come and eat it,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
and then they take the bones.
And arrange a small diorama of your life using the bones.
And then take a snap,
Yeah.
send that into Art Attack.
It's all vultures doing this as well.
Yeah, this was my big art of the week.
Yeah.
You can get
I don't think Neil Buchanan's going anymore for Art Attack. You might have to just.
what the fuck? Fuck that then.
Yeah.
Just send it to Neil Buchanan.
He started some metal band or something though. Neil Buchanan.
What?
Yeah, didn't you know
An
that?
actual metal band?
Yeah. I think we might have talked about this on like one of the old podcasts we did. TFC maybe.
I used to do a lot of coke in those days.
Or maybe Fireside Chronicles.
I was a heavy drug user back then. I can't.
Oh, here's a picture of him and his arguably too fat and Liverpudlian to be wearing
Oh,
a
that's
leather
painful.
vest. But you know, yeah. For those of you who don't know who Neil Buchanan is, he hosted Art Attack, which was a sort of kids show about art in Britain.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
They used to do a big Art Attack every week where he'd go out in the garden and get toilet paper and towels and make a face.
Yeah,
And you'd
every
be
week.
like, oh wow, that's amazing. Mum, can we do it? Oh right. And then you do it and it's shit and you
Yeah.
have to clean up. Because you don't have the capacity to do an aerial photograph.
No.
That's the problem with doing your
That
own
is
big
very
art
true.
attack, is that you can't zoom out.
Unless you go upstairs and look at it out of the window.
Yeah, but then it's all stretched.
Yeah, it just doesn't look as good.
Yeah.
It's also in your garden, not a lavish country garden.
Yeah.
He would often go to a really nice area.
Yeah, he would. Or just a field.
Yeah.
He'd rent out a field, Buchanan would. Because he had the...
He had the fat cash.
Well, it was BBC, wasn't it? So... Was it? Or ITV it
I
was.
think it was ITV.
Yeah, it was ITV. Big cash. Nowadays, it's no longer ITV. Did you just make it rain then?
Yeah, made it rain. That was Neil Buchanan. Up in the art supply store.
Nowadays, it's BBC, then second most well-paid broadcaster, TFC.
TFC, yeah.
TFCpodcast.com.
Our kids network is really blown up.
Yeah, TFC Kids. We should do that. Kids with a Z.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
Do very basic podcasts.
Yeah. Do you have any more stories?
A little bit of World Cup theme going to come up here.
Oh, go on then.
Because you love football, I love football.
Well,
It's been
I'm not really a fan. I don't follow the sport.
it's been an interesting week. You may have noticed England went out.
Oh yeah, I've noticed. Yeah.
First time we've gone out so early since 1958.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. What went wrong?
Oh, what went right?
Really, is that?
We were just unlucky. Beaten by better teams.
Nah, I don't think so.
Not a very good team we have.
Oh, there you go. That's the... Finally get to the meat of the issue. England is shit.
England are shit.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Spain out. Defending champions out. They went out first as well.
Did they?
Think about that. Defending champions out first. Miroslav Klose, the German, he equalled the highest ever goals scored at World Cup, 15. He's now out there
15?
with Fat Ronaldo.
What, so far?
Yeah, he scored 15 goals in World Cups.
Oh, right, in Germany.
2002, 2006, 2010, 2014.
But he can still increase that number this
Yeah,
year.
if he scores one more, he'll be the all-time leading scorer at World Cups.
What's his name again?
Miroslav Klose.
Not very memorable.
No.
If I was a footballer, I'd anglicise my name if I came from any other country.
So his name would be Mike Close.
Mine close.
Yeah.
I'd probably just go with Phil Barry.
Yeah, that's good.
Good British name.
Yeah.
2 first names.
2 first names.
Yeah.
Sound like a plumber.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Interestingly, in the 4 World Cups, he's scored 15 goals. England as a whole nation has only scored 17. What else happened this week? Mexico became the first team outside of Europe or South America to ever get a point against Brazil.
Ooh.
USA Ghana was one that really caught my attention.
Isn't Mexico in South America?
No.
Or is it classified as like North America?
I'm not really sure where it's
Or
classified.
is it Middle America?
They play in the Gold Cup, which is CONCACAF, which is Central America. I think.
Central America, yeah. I don't know, that's shaky for me. I'm not sure about that stat. Not happy.
United States and Ghana game got a lot of my attention.
Oh, yeah?
While they were quite evenly matched on the field,
Yeah.
USA pinching a late win,
Yeah.
Ghanaian government rationed out electricity to ensure that everybody could watch the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was
That's a
really
big
interesting.
thing to do.
They've been suffering a massive power shortage this year due to low water levels.
Well, there are not a lot of people in... Where is it? Ghana?
Ghana, yeah.
There are not a lot of people in Ghana who... Sorry about that. Who don't like football.
Ghana's, I imagine, a big footballing nation.
Because I'm thinking, if they did that to me here in the UK,
Yeah.
if they said, right, we've rationed out your electricity so that you can watch football, so turn the dildos off, I'd be really upset.
I imagine it's not like they had lots and lots of electricity and said, well, you give us some.
Yeah.
I think they had none and were saying, here's a little bit so you can watch the football.
Oh, they had no electricity?
They had very little. They've had a power shortage this year due to low water levels at hydroelectric dams. And so, to ensure that World Cup viewing won't be interrupted, they purchased 50 megawatts of electricity from the Ivory Coast.
Oh, right, okay. So they didn't ration out what they already had, they just got more.
Got more.
How much do you reckon that costs? I might do that.
I have no idea.
I'll think about doing that for the next TLDR. Get more electricity. Then we could have some LED lights in here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Little flashing figurines of ourselves.
Actually, do you know what? Let me just turn this on. I've got some LED lights already. Guess what colour these are?
Blue.
Purple.
Oh, close.
Don't really work, they're not supposed to flash.
Also, the USA-Ghana game, quite historic on American television, it did a 14.4 rating
Right.
in New York City on ESPN and Univision. If you compare that to the average of all the New York Jets and New York Giants, their American football team, games last season in New York, they only got a 14.1. So for the first time in American history, football, or soccer, as they call it, was momentarily bigger than American football.
That's crazy.
Which really is quite crazy.
Wow.
That's like American football being bigger than football here.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that happened?
Because it was the first game of a World Cup.
Yeah, but why is it that this World Cup, why is it that this time it was more popular?
Well, because football is, I think, one of the fastest growing sports in America.
Do you think?
Like, there's a lot more... Since Beckham went over there, Major League Soccer has increased its global standing massively. More people are interested, more people are going over there and playing. Stadiums are bigger. Beckham's now opening his own team there.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he's fronting it. I don't think he's putting all the money in.
Is that LA?
I think he's doing it in Miami.
He played for LA though, didn't
he played for LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
And so...
That's the thing, they...
just becoming bigger. And Team USA is sort of very good marketing. They've got a very well-known manager now.
Are they called the Eagles or something, or do they have to go with Team USA?
Well, Team USA is what trends, and there's so many celebrities tweeting about it, pictures where you're watching it. It's just become a big thing that even people who don't really give a shit, like casuals, will just tune in and watch. Yeah. And if USA went on to win that game, so I imagine, and they played last night 2-1 up until 94 minutes 48 seconds.
Ooh.
And Portugal scored with the last kick of the game.
Oh,
Crushing.
How many seconds left then?
It was that was it. As soon as they got the ball, they kicked off and the referee blew the whistle.
Oh, really?
It's gutting. They nearly through. But yeah, for one night only, soccer TV ratings were higher than the average NFL game.
That's insane.
So that really is quite a big moment.
Do you reckon that's going to be the ultimate... Do you reckon that's going to be the apex, or is that a trend that's going to continue, do you think?
I think for now, that's the apex. I don't know if USA will go any further. I think this is...
But I mean, what about next World Cup, for example?
Yeah, next World Cup, I think as America gets better players playing in their national leagues, their players will get better.
Yeah.
Playing with better people, you get better. It's just how it works. If more of them go abroad like they are doing, they'll get better. And so they will progressively become a nation that's more, not dominant, but more competitive. Yeah. It's such a huge nation. On paper, they should be quite good.
Yeah.
And so they have improved massively in the last 10 years or so. And they've got a good chance of getting out of the groups now. And so who knows? Who knows what the future holds? They could win a World Cup before us. That would be terrifying.
That'd be insane.
And also a fun little fact to end on.
Go on.
Robin van Persie, Man United player, plays for Holland.
RVP, yeah.
He's suspended from the next game.
Why?
Because he got too many yellow cards.
Oh, no.
And it'll be the first time since 1996 that Holland's starting 11 will have no players with Van in their name.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Since 1996, so nearly 20 years, and they've always had a Van.
Oh, what are they going to do with that van? Hire a lorry.
Somebody not called van. Hire a lorry. Ooh.
Hello. That makes sense if you know what a lorry is.
Hire a truck.
Hire a truck. Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Too many Simpsons references in this
There's
episode.
no such thing as too many Simpsons references, my friend.
There's another one for you. That's Homer. The male.
Yes.
Yeah. The male lead.
The main one.
The main man.
The one from The Simpsons.
Are you reading that off the book?
Yeah.
Can do it without cheating. What's it called?
The Simpsons.
Yes.
Yes.
Well done, you got it.
Woo!
Nice. I just read that book once more through and you'll have it.
Just let me... That's done.
Good.
Oh, got that in the old nog now.
Got some facts now from the noggin. Head.
Nailed.
In the skullaffle.
Nailed.
That's... I think
Skullaffle.
the good thing about TLDR, the Internet Digest, is that not only do you get to see what's going on the internet while a dog barks in the background,
Yeah.
but
He's
also,
just so excited.
but yeah, it's like, oh, TLDR, I'm on it. Hello, mum. But also, you get some things for your skullaffle. You
How
get some
many
knowledge.
things?
Oh,
Loads
loads.
of things.
Well,
Right,
usually
the skullaffle.
about 6.
Whether it stays in the skullaffle is up to you.
It won't.
But we've put it there.
Yeah, deal with it. Where's the applause? That was weird.
Applause.
Do we have any more?
Applause.
Was that it?
No. I could make stuff up for you if you like.
That's alright. Probably just end. But you can follow us at TFC Podcast on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
And
we'll just-
Instagram.
And
on
Instagram and Facebook.
TLDR.
Yeah.
Internet Digest. Stitcher. Double Twist. iTunes. TuneIn.
Tune in. Stitcher, you said that.
Yeah.
iTunes, you
Yeah.
said that.
Got that. Rate and review.
Just our website.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube. But also you can follow TFC Podcast
Yeah.
on Twitter. Brand
Yeah.
confusion.
Brand confusion.
We need to get someone
Big
in.
brand confusion.
Follow TFC Podcast and we'll tweet other things that we find interesting or good from the internet, but which don't have enough substance to talk about.
Or we don't really know enough about to talk about.
Or we haven't actually read it.
Yeah.
Often it'll be that we've read a headline and think,
Oh, that's
interesting.
cool. Fish. They can feel pain. Cool. Retweet.
Yeah, the banned fish can feel pain. It's when you crowd surf them and you try to finger them there. It's emotional pain more than anything. Yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. Another award-winning episode of TLDR.
Yeah, we really hit that right out of the park.
In fact,
Ruth that.
I think there's another category for the awards. Best episode so far of any podcast
Ever.
in the world, yeah.
Let me just open the envelope.
Yeah? What is it?
TLDR Ep 4.
Ep 4, this one?
Yes.
Applause.
Applause.
What about the second most highly downloaded UK podcast?
The second most. I'll just have a quick look.
Well,
at
first most is unrealistic.
that. TLDR Ep 2. Weird.
Just TLDR in general, though, I think.
Let me just reopen the... Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
TLDR, yeah.
Second most downloaded podcast in the UK. Wow, embarrassing. Oh, don't know what to do about that. Also, highest rated podcast in iTunes in the whatever subcategory we're in.
I think we're in society and culture.
Highest rated society and culture.
TLDR.
Really? Oh no.
Yeah.
Another award for us. That's lots of awards we've won now.
Got so many.
Yeah, got like 4 or 5.
Great work.
Right, well,